Hello, everyone, and welcome again to an itchy side questing episode of Raw Talkin. I am your host, Titus, aka Andrew. Down there is the itchy one. That's Joe. Might be Joe. We're gonna watch the Summer Game Fest and talk about it. It's not gonna take the whole time. So if you're here for Zelda, you could probably skip ahead a little bit and find where Zelda is. I'll try to make a marker. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on how lazy I am. But really, we're here to talk about Summer Game Fest because usually this is a pretty big announcement of games that happen. And with E3 not being a thing at all anymore, it's gone. This is like our, where's the games? What are we getting this year? What's going on? What's happening? The sad thing was, apparently the day before, Jeff Keighley tweeted out that we need to temper expectations a little bit, so I guess we'll see.
So I will say to that effect, I was actually shocked because he's like, we're mostly focusing on games that have already been announced. But half of these were still brand new announcements.
Interesting. So
they just were announcements of things that maybe weren't very good.
To clarify, I haven't seen this yet. I had meetings and stuff all day today, and so Joe has seen it. He took some notes. So some of the stuff that we just don't care about, we're probably going to skip through a little bit. Yeah. If you want a more detailed.
The first.
Sorry.
The first. Yeah, we're not. This is not a detailed analysis. Honestly, the first hour is pretty good if you cut out 15 minutes about a game series that I don't really care about at all, and definitely didn't need 15 minutes of time.
Let's get started though. So maybe we can actually get into a little bit of Zelda tonight if we can get through this. But we have we have a lot to discuss today, just in general. So
yeah, what we might do is I might also tell you to do sections where I'm hit 2x playback speed or whatever, so that you can see what's going on, but you don't need to think about it very much or what have you.
A live showcase of what's next in the wide world.
It is nice to see him on stage instead of on a Skype call.
I have seen this tech before. It's been coming out a lot. This digital stage thing that's cool. That's safe for filming. The one I saw actually uses. I saw a different video about where it actually uses it's not green screen, but basically you can at any point in time have the edge of the stage and it'll complete the rest of whatever's being displayed because it's basically a 3D green screen.
Interesting.
But it is screen, so you can stand on the stage and see everything. But then the other thing is the screens change based off of where the camera is in real time. This is not that, but the electric stage thing has been blown up, and it's very cool. I really like it because obviously the stage is going to continuously change behind him. And it's not projected down, which is sort of the big thing.
It's like a giant TV, but
it is. You can see it.
Better.
There will be a couple of times where you can see it. It's a three-walled. Sort of corner, if you will.
It's really cool.
Two walls. But yeah, I think it looks really good.
All right.
Yeah, and then
over 30 years ago,
today.
Capcom Street Fighter hit arcades, and ever since.
Okay, so more info on Street Fighter 6. We just saw this last week at the PlayStation State of Play. It was announced.
Yes, was that last week? It felt like it was.
Yeah, it was last Thursday.
I should clarify. I'm itchy because we found poison ivy in my yard, and I should say. I got itchy, and then I found out that it was poison ivy because I've never had it before. Yep. And it's a whole thing. I have to contact the local power company because technically it's coming out of property that I don't own but borders our property. It's a whole thing, but I'm itchy, but I've got stuff.
Hey, it's Guile! Let's go!
Guile. That's the thing.
This game looks good. I have
sights, by the way.
I don't know.
It kind of sounds like it, but they don't mention it.
Woo!
Good fight. Got you in my sights.
I don't know if it is. It might be. So I like fighting games. I'm more of an anime fighter, but this game looks really good. The graffiti,
They're really getting to the street part of the Street Fighter, which I appreciate a lot, actually.
It's very cool.
Because the other trailer showed the overworlding stuff that you do. Because it's but
so
also,
cool.
God, they knew what they were doing with Ryu and his design.
Yeah.
They know that they can get the gays with the Bara stuff. So, my God.
He has a switch comb. Cool.
Yes.
It looks good. This game looks good. Street Fighter is very footsie style fighting game, very neutral style. I like the more high action, high octane games, but I really like the graffiti, the art look and stuff, and I'm really interested in what they're going to do with that campaign. So that would maybe be something I would maybe visit if it was on like PlayStation Premium or whatever.
So this next one, I actually am genuinely curious about your opinion of, because you're going to have a long cinematic trailer that shows nothing about gameplay.
Okay, let's go. Hold on.
Oh, don't look at the chapters. It spoils stuff. Oh no.
Tantalus Base 2198.
At the very end, they will show a teeny bit of gameplay.
Okay.
And that's what I want
to enter the Tantalus
I think
base,
you in particular will be very curious.
And bring it back online. We found the relay, but there was a problem.
All right, so it's already like a tactical shooter game. Can already tell that.
It is not.
What? It's not a tactical shooter?
No.
All right, they got me.
Yep, I was really curious, and then at the very end they'll show you like 6 seconds of gameplay.
They sure got me then, huh? They're really focusing on these guns to not be a tactical shooter.
I know, you'll see.
Egg! Egg!
Do you recognize it?
A new kind of evil. And it found us first.
You'll recognize it soon enough.
What the? This wasn't human.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's an alien.
Yes, it is.
That's a goddamn Zim. Oh, no. Oh, no. So this is not a tactical survivor shooter type thing?
Yes, it is.
Alright. Oh, it's a horde.
It's also not a thriller person like the other Alien game. Alien Resurrection, or whatever it's called. Like,
Yeah.
Isolation.
Huh.
It's not. You'll see.
I don't know what I saw in there.
You saw Alien.
You
saw a little alien. Oh, Jesus!
Now everyone's dead.
Oh, it's gonna eat you.
And someone needs to know.
Alright. Aliens.
Aliens, plural, so it's more modeled after the second movie.
Dark Descent. Okay.
Now watch closely.
What the fuck? Wait.
Okay, yep. I cannot tell if it is XCOM or if it's like a Diablo isometric. I cannot quite tell.
There's no way this is just like a top-down shooter, right?
I feel like it's an isometric, but the positioning makes me wonder if it's XCOM tactical style.
So tactical shooter, XCOM style. That would be cool for an Aliens game.
Either way, it's an interesting gameplay that I was not expecting after that trailer.
I mean, I was really kind of just expecting like a twin-stick shooter horde mode type thing, or a first-person like Rainbow Six type style game.
I was expecting Isolation 2, a spooky, scary
skeleton.
Wander the halls and try not to jump out.
But so yeah, my first opinion is a twin-stick shooter, but we'll have to wait and see. That's interesting.
That's the one.
That was Aliens Dark Descent, and it's coming in 2023 to console and PC.
I'm kind of itching a lot.
Next, 2 years ago at the Game Awards, we revealed the Callisto Protocol. From the creative force.
Oh, we're seeing this again, huh?
Yes. So this
so it is the Dead Space people. I was right the first time.
That is the note I wanted to make, is that it's actually the same creative team as Dead Space.
The first
However, I will say this is a long trailer that's very gory, so if you're not interested in that, you may want to jump ahead.
Man, it's long. It's like,
and he even tells you
a little more gore.
A little more gore, huh?
More gore.
I don't care about this game. I didn't really care about Dead Space. I understand, like...
it's cool. It's cool.
I understand the people's, like, attachment to Dead Space. The first one, I watched the first one be played with a buddy of mine, and I was like, it's cool, the story's interesting, it's spooky, it's jump scares, this is fine, but this is not for me. Yes. And they made 2 more of them, and I was like, I'm not playing them, I don't care, it's whatever, have your fun, it's fine. Yep. Same kind of reason why I didn't play Resident Evil 7.
If you jump ahead a few minutes, the last like 2 minutes is just gameplay. If you don't care about the gory trailer, which is literally just the same trailer before, but with more gore this time.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this last week, and I sat through the trailer, and it was kind of miserable, and I was like, eh. But hey, coming out December 2nd, which is interesting. Yep. But yeah, it does seem like everyone's, as Corbin's saying in the chat, like, a lot of people are, like, trying to, like, focus in on this niche, because Resident Evil 7 and then Resident Evil 8 did so well, and people are like... Let's get spooky games, baby. Let's crank out spooky games. It's like, yeah, cool. All right, fine, whatever.
Yep.
Oh well, Glenn. I
will
gotta
say the next
again,
segment is the Call of
Duty. What you guys are shipping this year
so
looks
that
like
next
a world-class next-gen
Call of
game.
Duty.
It's rare that.
So do what you will with that information. But
yeah,
I think that thematically, I love sci-fi, and the whole first. The other thing is the entire first hour of this thing is almost exclusively sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, this just looks like Dead Space. It's just he's just not in a suit, and he doesn't have suit powers. This is exactly Dead Space. Same like over the camera, over the shoulder view type thing. Same vibe. Like all of this is Dead Space.
Yes, exactly.
Which is awesome for the people who want this. I'm super happy for you.
I will say, my take on this whole Summer Game Fest was, so much of this was niche enough that I don't care about it, but also everything looked like it really slotted nicely into its niche, and so if you are going to be a fan of this, you probably found something that you were super excited about. Or you found, like,
whoa!
Things.
That gun is super freaking cool.
Is this the grip thing that you talked about? He was like, this is our new weapon. The gravity gun thing.
Oh, shit, that's a big boy. Oh, that's a big boy. Oh, you're gonna get smacked! Oh, no, you...
Oh, yeah, by the way, they did explicitly state that the main character will die. And apparently that's tradition in their trailers, if they mentioned it during it, is that they always kill, like, in every one of their trailers, they end it with, you know, the character dying.
So, that do be a trailer, huh?
He's like a floater or whatever from...
Yeah, and then he had to stomp him, you know? He just had to raffle stomp him in the dirt.
Yep.
This is something. I mean, yeah, people have been asking for another Dead Space game or a Dead Space remake or something for a long time now because those games are so critically loved. Oh, look, he's in a Dead Space suit. It's Dead Space. You could call this Dead Space Callisto Protocol, and I wouldn't be able to tell you it's not.
It's literally, they just can't legally call it Dead Space.
That's exactly what it is. So cool.
It's great for them.
I'm very happy for these people. Like, people have been wanting this, and this is great. There's such a
I just noticed the particle effect on the fan starting up. You should go back to that.
Also, I want to make this like higher res too.
The fan when it starts up, like you can see it sparking on the dust in the air, like as the blades start kicking up speed, which is just cool. Oh, they threw the guy into the fan. Yes. Okay. Yep.
This is, I'm not gonna play it.
Yep.
This is as I said, these games are not for me, but man, I'm sure happy because it really does look like it is exactly what people were asking for.
Somebody who hasn't played this game in 15 or 20 years or whatever and is super excited about it.
Yeah.
This is a dream come true, basically.
This is very cool for those people.
Yes. Okay.
Right,
next
so let's
up,
go. Who's this? Oh, okay.
Whatever you want to do, it's a long video.
And of course,
and the whole beginning is literally just like standing around talking about the game.
Inspired by the world we're about to enter.
We've got everybody. We've got Jack, the Smasher, Mr. Ghost, you know, whatever. They do their little spiel. And cool, great, awesome.
Modern Warfare 2. So this is Ghost.
I saw a tweet today that was like, Jeff Keighley has such a hard job. I can't imagine hyping up mid-tier shooter games all day.
This doesn't even look that good.
I know it's fine. It looks fine. What?
It looks okay.
Yeah, it does not look like they definitely engineered this to run on as many platforms as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
They literally basically do this whole mission.
This whole thing, huh? I don't remember this mission in Modern Warfare 2, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah. I probably don't need to, but I don't think maybe it was, because like it's supposed to be a reimagining of it.
Yeah, I never played COD very much, other than at friends' houses a couple of times.
Modern Warfare...
I've never played a COD campaign ever in any COD game ever.
Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2 had really fun campaigns, especially when you did like some of the challenges for the veteran mode and stuff, and hitting the trophies, because that's when trophies and stuff were announced, and so like doing specific things in shooter games made the campaign fun to try and get the stuff.
I didn't realize this was like sort of in conjunction with the idea of achievements, but you're totally right. That's like that's exactly what it was.
And then it was some of the best multiplayer. It's probably the top peak of multiplayer ever has been.
I mean, this was the thing to play. If you were playing multiplayer, you were playing this, or you were playing like what, Halo 2?
Halo 2 or Halo 3. Like one of those two.
Because it wasn't the first Halo game was mostly local. Online wasn't quite a thing yet, right?
It was kind of there, but Halo 2 is where like really popped off.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do this whole mission, huh?
Yes, they do.
Wow, they really do. That's
this was literally when my note says this goes on for like 15 full minutes. Joe definitely tuned this out.
All right, so this is I remember this. Okay, never mind. I remember this.
Yeah. All right. The next thing is interesting. So the next two titles are interesting.
Yeah, I remember this mission because I remember this multiplayer map. This map sucks.
Oh, the boat, like chipping.
Because you get snipers up on the top up there and they shoot you. It sucks. It was a miserable map.
Yeah.
But
the next two games, my notes are literally like, cool, I guess.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute the trailer, but we're gonna kind of watch it because I'm gonna talk about it. So this is interesting, right? We have PlayStation Premium coming out, and we have Xbox Game Pass being a thing. Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty Vanguard or Black Ops or Cold War, whichever the one is the newest fucking one. I don't fucking remember at this point. But they've started adding battle passes. I wonder if we're gonna start seeing this move that Call of Duty is going to be included in these extra premium Game Pass PlayStation tiers, and then they just make their money off the multiplayer Game Pass stuff.
Oh, where the game just goes free to play?
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see that.
Wasn't it the same with the last COD game, where at the very least you could do the multiplayer for free, but you have
I think
to
so,
purchase
yeah.
the campaign?
Yeah, and then you have to pay for the campaign, which was, like, it's ridiculously expensive.
It was, like, for the dedicated fans who really want it. Yeah, okay, now it's montage. Sorry, now they
October 28th, pre-order and get an early access to open beta. Well, okay, I don't really care about that at all.
Yep, neat.
That's what we're talking about.
And is this Infinity Ward?
Beach. Johanna, great to see you. How's everything?
It's great. Thanks.
Great to have you with us.
Because Infinity Ward did the original Call of Duty.
By the way, this is still Call of Duty. They're now going to talk about this.
It looks incredible. Jeff, tell us a bit about that mission. Where is that set in the game? What are we seeing?
But yeah, no, the Battle Pass thing, I'm fine with Battle Passes. The idea of gaming as a service is growing, obviously. Everything is a service nowadays. I mean, shit, I get socks and underwear through subscription services. Yeah, everything is a service these days.
It is what it is, right? And like, if you only play or only have time for a couple games, the premium pass for $60 or Xbox Game Pass, which I think is like $25 now or something like that, is like a perfect deal for you because it's like, I don't have to worry about buying games. I can download the ones that are releasing that I really actually want to play.
Yes.
I spend $60 once and like, we're good to go. It's cool. And it's like, yeah, that's...
It also allows people who know that they won't be able to engage with the game in the long term.
Yeah.
It gives them a way to pay for the game without paying for a whole game.
Mm-hmm.
They can buy just the battle passes for the season they play, but then the dedicated fans that buy for years and years and years, that's great for them.
Yep. This guy literally just is lame and just talks about this whole game the whole time.
It is literally just this for...
I mean, it's cool to see Soap back. It's cool to see McTavish back. Like, that's cool. I like those characters. It's a really fun story when you got into it as a kid. So, I mean, I own the remake of Modern Warfare.
It's fun. They will do that a few more times with different games where they'll do some trailers and then they'll have people stand on stage for a while.
All right, what we got?
This one, you don't see much... He's like, this is something I played when I was growing up.
30 years later.
I'm curious if you recognize it. I had no idea what this was.
Oh, fuck me.
Do you recognize it?
Yeah. Really? So this is gonna be a little cheap game. Whoa, wait, what?
It is. Well, yeah, I'll just let you finish it since you do actually recognize this.
Yeah, I recognize that jump animation.
Can you name this? Do you know the name?
I don't. I was fairly young.
He said a game I played when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh man, give me some Mist.
Flashback 2.
Give me Hover. Give me. Oh, we proved you never played Hover. We figured that out. Hover was like my shit. I had that.
But I played
installed
Glover.
on my Windows. Hover was this weird ass game I had on. It was like Windows 95 was what I played it on, and I played it a lot. It's one of the first video games I played. It's certainly one of the first PC games I played, even probably predating Myst.
I remember Glover. All right, so Witchcraft.
This is the only not sci-fi thing you're going to see for like 20 minutes.
What Witchcraft was 5 years ago? I don't even remember this.
Witchfire.
Sorry, you're right. My bad.
We have seen a trailer because we've talked about it. I think it was in a state of play.
I am so
we
excited to
talked
play
about this.
I bet you will be too.
All right.
Looks fine. Sure. Like this is like neat, I guess.
It's a cool gun.
Yeah. It's fantasy guns, which is neat. You don't.
Fantasy guns are fun. I mean, they
we
are.
haven't really seen that before.
Ooh. Okay. Big thing in the background.
Yeah. But it is.
Excuse me? Is it a horde mode?
It seems to be that way, basically.
Alright, now I'm more interested. I genuinely think that good horde modes with friends are some of the most fun you can have in a first-person shooter type game. This looks like fast-paced, kind of crazy. Yeah, alright, so it's a horde mode boss shooter with some, like, Overwatch type powers and some neat ass looking guns. This has me interested. I'm gonna be honest. This is cool. These are fun games to play with friends. Or random strangers on the internet who don't yell at you for being bad at the game.
I don't know if they say anything about whether or not it has multiplayer and how many players and local versus online. I don't know.
Okay.
The overall theming, I would say it looks good. It's very brown.
It is really brown.
It's really brown.
It's really brown.
The castles, they definitely...
He crosses before he... Oh, Jesus!
And there's, crossbow. I get the impression that they kind of... What's the phrase I'm looking for?
Interesting. Cool.
They sort of I feel like it should be a little bit more colorful and interesting looking, a little bit, and I get the impression that they sort of like
enjoy this world premiere.
Lost sight of what they of something trying to maybe go for slightly this realistic. Everything's made of mud bricks or whatever. This next one, I'm very curious about. We can skip past the talking afterwards.
Yeah, we'll see. That game was. I mean, it's cool. It's a neat game, but it really depends on a game like that. Your price point has to be right.
Well, and the gunplay has to actually be good too.
Yeah,
it has to be really engaging.
Balance
from second to second.
Fun. It has to be worth the price tag. If that's a $60 game, no way.
Yes.
That's like a $30 game, maybe.
Yeah. Or F2P Battle Pass.
Whatever, man.
I consider maybe doing it with friends for a couple of weeks or whatever.
Exactly, because it's like, especially if it's like, or if it's fairly cheap, if it's like $20 or $15 or whatever, and then has a Battle Pass on top of it for those dedicated fans, then it's like, I can spend a month playing this with friends for an hour or two every other day or every week or whatever, and then forget about it because I got my... That's fine. That seems like fun.
I'd consider it.
That's interesting... But I'm a little worried the fact that it took 5 years from the teaser to now to see it again.
Yeah. I think there was something recently, but not much. It's been in the world for a while.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but all right, we'll see this next game.
Game announcement.
This one, it just looks interesting, and I'm curious.
Officer Taylor, Medlog 29.
Okay.
Today,
Ooh.
I can't believe what I saw.
All right, we're in a buggy.
Hey, guess what? Sci-fi again.
Yeah.
You catching on yet?
Are we on Mars?
I thought the buggy looked like Mass Effect.
I thought it was too.
Mass Effect for a moment, and I was like, no. Spoilers, there's no Mass Effect. But, yes, you are on Mars.
Alright, okay. That was an engine at least, so that was cool. Whoa! Someone gonna bite his neck. So it's another spoopy game.
Hi, Thundeer. Yes, it is.
Something's going on here. And I need to find out what it is.
Yeah, okay. Why would I want to play this? Oh, Troy Baker's in here. I mean, that's cool. But, like, why would I want to play that over,
That's something
Callisto?
brand new, and look who
Yeah,
it
Callisto.
is.
Because this isn't
Troy
great,
and Roger
at least
in
so far
person.
as we see.
Guys, this
So
is
they're
fun,
gonna,
the
you
fact
can
that
mute it.
you're
They're gonna
working
just
on
talk
a
about the game.
together.
You'll see the
What a
subtitles.
cool
Troy
team
Baker's
up.
great.
Welcome to the
Like,
show.
he's fantastic.
I don't
I gotta
know
ask
either of
you
these
guys,
people, but
who are
apparently
your
they're both really
characters
big
in this
names.
You don't know who Troy Baker is?
I mean, I learned later he's Joel, but
Yeah.
I did not know that. And the other guy's apparently also a decently big deal, but they've never worked together.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it's a character game about these two people. Like, these two people are the center of the story. They'll talk about it. They do apparently extensive mocap to really get some really crazy good performances and stuff like that. So that's really cool.
It's so great to be here.
If it is spooky, scary jump scares, I'm not interested. If it is an interesting narrative with a
Like thriller type,
like,
suspense, horror-ish
yeah,
thing, then yeah,
suspense,
sure.
That whole suspense versus horror situation.
Mm-hmm.
If they do that right, I could actually see myself play this.
Yeah.
And they kind of skim over this, but I think it's really interesting. I think he says something right about now about the graveyard shift. Yeah. And he's talking about Mars and Earth are really far apart from orbit, which is a real thing, right? The planets go around the sun at different times. And so sometimes they're like sort of in parallel with each other for a bit, but then sometimes they're like on opposite sides of the sun. And when they're really far apart, you can't get there. And that's why we have launch windows with real space missions. And so this idea that we have a permanent colony, but we have people who are there explicitly during this period where there's no contact with Earth or very little contact with Earth, and certainly no ability to get supplies or anything there, which that's a really fascinating concept that tells me a little bit that they're paying attention to sci-fi ideas and real science ideas. That makes me curious about what happens in the game. That's all. So I think that's really interesting, and it's on my radar. I'm going to keep an eye on this one.
Yeah, I just don't want these types of games to fall into that category where it's like jump scare, spoopy, zombie, We've seen this.
If that's the vibe, I'm out. But if the vibe is like this
actual
is a
suspense,
mystery, and there's something going on and you don't understand,
like,
and
they're going, like, the people are going crazy from being isolated, or so,
yeah.
like,
well, and
they're, you know,
he mentions a comparison. He's like, Dead Space meets Moon, which I don't know if you ever saw the movie Moon, but Moon is this really weird movie that is about isolation on a lunar colony with a sci-fi twist that makes it really interesting. And
okay,
so
that's more fascinating than just spoopy game.
Yes, Moon is, by the way, great movie. You should watch it. It stars Sam Rockwell. It's really, really good. I think it also has Kevin Spacey. Ignore that. But
Yeah, well.
it's a really, really good movie with, like, it's Sam Rockwell. Kevin Spacey voices a robot, and I think that's it. I think those are the only people in the movie.
Okay, right here, the narrative is a huge element to this that they didn't waste any resources on. So that's fast. So now, instead of just spoopy action game to be spoopy, you actually have this narrative story that's almost like you're playing a movie.
Yes.
Which is fascinating and really hits home to a lot of people, because a lot of people like to play games for the narrative. You get that like sci-fi thriller in there. You get your heart racing. Like, that could be a game that a lot of people would really enjoy and really fun for streamers to do and watch with play with their chat in a dark room and stuff, where you actually get to experience and connect with these characters. That's a great idea. This is fascinating.
That's why it's on my radar. Yes. Okay. So I'm also Mars. I'm a simp for Mars.
Mars is great. Mars is awesome.
Great. Mars is fantastic.
I almost finished his beer. That's unfortunate. I already have another one over here though.
I know. I've already because I sat down earlier than normal, so I've already finished my whole drink as well. Oh, so, I should. Oh, my husband probably can't. You've now seen it, but Stream hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
I was gonna make him appear. I was gonna try to surprise you on the stream before you came over. But maybe I can convince him to come fix me a beverage. But
so in the meantime, we have a new premiere, huh?
Yes, this thing.
Well, let's just see.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi thriller game. It's a sci-fi thriller game that does seem geared towards jump scares. But cool aesthetic. I like the aesthetic. It's very Blade Runner.
It's the moon.
Actually, don't know if this one moon space station. I don't know what the situation is actually.
Hey, look, people are dead. That's a zombie.
Let's just say Earth actually in that screenshot from the moon surface, Earth did not look normal. God. I wonder if that's part of it.
Are we serious? Is this really?
I'm telling. This isn't even the last one.
Fuck me, dude.
There might be only one or two more, but yeah, it really was a lot of space and sci-fi, and if you don't care about space and sci-fi, this was probably exhausting to watch. I like it, so I was like, hell yeah, let's more and more and more and more.
Sound design is good. I like the sounds. I would agree with you. That is a fucking robot. Oh shit. It's alright, Five Nights at Freddy's meets Dead Space. Got it, understand now.
The robot design's very good, though.
Xbox only in that one. Yes. Xbox PC.
Yep. Doesn't that look great?
And
no, it doesn't look great, Jeff.
Xbox and PC. It was
he will also mention it that apparently it was announced like 10 years ago. It's been in development for 10 years. Now it's time to check in with a very
special guest who's been in his fair share.
It looks like based on what's behind him, it looks like the space station above the moon.
As the foundation.
I mean, again,
Dwayne Johnson, welcome to Summer Game Fest.
I guess.
How are you?
Cool. So the next part is literally just ads. It's literally going to be The Rock talking about Black Adam and selling you an energy drink. So, like, genuinely just skip this.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, and he talks for a while. That's actually his personal gym. He tweets about this and has this on his Instagram a lot. He actually has this whole gym is in his home personally because he does fitness so much, as you can tell by the way he looks. But yeah, that's about Black Adam, the new DC hero movie that's coming out. It's Magic Superman. That's basically the vibe.
Well, I mean, it's Shazam's bad guy.
But I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a hero-ish, or he's a neutral party or something. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure Black Adam is Shazam's bad guy.
The movie is called Black Adam, so I don't think it's a movie about a villain.
Hold on a second. Let me look.
He might be, and he might be an anti-hero. He might be a Deadpool.
Yeah, I thought he was a villain.
But it's about the movie is just called Black Adam, so.
Isn't he a bad guy?
Corbin says yes.
I thought he was a bad guy.
And Blah says yes. So I guess he is just a villain, but I don't know why they're making a villain movie. That seems weird to me.
Well, I thought it was going to have Shazam in it. But there is technically a Shazam 2, isn't there?
I actually saw there was a really cool post on Reddit that showed some of the Shazam DC stuff, and it talks about how there's this like scene in a comic book where Superman is like basically chewing out Shazam for being reckless, and then Superman discovers and learns that Shazam is actually a child with the ability to like turn into this adult superhero.
Mm-hmm.
And then Superman goes and basically like chews out Shazam the wizard for being like, you pompous ass, how dare you put this much responsibility on a child? What is wrong with you? And Shazam's like, I don't know, it's fate, it's destiny, and Superman is like having none of it. And then has some endearing stuff afterwards with Shazam meeting the kid. I just thought that was interesting. I didn't realize it was related to Shazam, but that makes sense because it's magic. And that's the source of Shazam's powers, because Shazam is the genie. But, anywho, The next thing is
interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, he's a bad guy. He is a bad guy.
Yeah. So the next thing is Outriders. Didn't this game already come out, and isn't it trash?
Oh, we're gonna see. Well, nice spoilers, number one, but yeah, it is already came out.
That's why I was pretty confident. Like,
it's just
about this game, and I heard it was terrible.
World Slayer. All right, it's the expansion.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, look, it's Destiny. Oh wait.
Yeah. Maybe it fixes some stuff, but yeah, this is where I was like, pretty sure I heard about this, and I'm pretty sure it was bad.
I'm pretty sure it's bad.
So do what you will. It's a decently long trailer that you watch at your own peril. Man,
this sure looks good, though. This sure does look like a nice Destiny game.
It does look like Destiny, but with elves or whatever.
Yep.
Then the next thing is a Nintendo Switch showcase where it literally is like 30 seconds of screenshots of just games that are coming out.
Oh.
There is, I actually want to pause and look at one thing though during that. Because they literally just are like, here's stuff.
This trailer's so bad. God, this is bad. I'm sorry if you like this game, but holy shit, this is bad.
I told you not to watch it. It's very bad.
This is disgusting.
It's just not interesting or good.
Yes, I have more arm movement and more functionality, but I'm just gonna slam everything on the ground instead of like do shit with my hands and hit you with these tentacles.
Jean Grey.
Slam!
Slam! When she slams too, she does not look right. Like something about her does not look right.
Yeah, she looks kind of gross.
my note for this was Outriders, World Slayer. Sure don't care.
Poor Square Enix, man. You can't make a good fucking multiplayer game if your life depended on it.
Alright. But
ass.
No, so this...
Oh yeah, it flopped big time.
Yeah. So this next thing is literally just a very short Nintendo Switch trailer, but I want to pause when there's going to be a Capcom thing.
Splatoon 3! Cool.
And then Monster Hunter.
Hey! And then super excited this comes out soon.
Cuphead, and then... Is Xenoblade the finale?
Joe, we'll get there.
Hey, I told you, I'm trying to get you through the parts that we care or don't care about.
Maybe I care. Fighting Collection's cool.
You got it. You got it. That's what I wanted you to pause on, because I didn't pause live to see all the titles, and I wanted to see what all the titles were. At the very end of the Fighting Selection.
God, I can't believe this comes out in a month and a half. That's crazy.
Or maybe the Capcom things. I thought it was here. I thought they showed for a brief moment, they showed like all the game titles floating.
No, Sunbreak won't be for a while, Corbin.
Yeah, not for PC.
Cuphead and the Delicious Last Course.
You'll get a whole Cuphead thing later, by the way.
You get Xenoblade stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your games your way, Nintendo Switch. Your way to play. Yep. Cool. Is this more of it, or is this an actual ad? It's a Fall Guys.
Yes. Oh, it's just a cinematic Fall Guys thing where they're like, free to play coming soon. So if you want to see the cinematic, it's like, fun.
I mean, it's good for these guys. They caught lightning in the bottle for like a solid like
month or two. Yeah. I played the shit out of it, and I really liked it. And I guarantee if I went and re-downloaded it and played it right now, I would have fun. I have no doubt. I just do not want to. They have a level editor coming. Like, they have
really? A level editor?
Yes, a 3D like course maker coming.
Ooh, that's kind of neat.
They have a lot of actual stuff. 676 blocks. Oh no.
For Outriders, and they're making a DLC?
Yeah, why? Why are you releasing it if that's your audience?
Bro, just cancel the game at that point.
Cannot be making money.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Fall Guys free for all.
Yeah, because it's free to play.
And it's coming out on Switch.
It is coming to Switch, and it is coming free to play.
Fun to see
very cool.
With paid battle passes or whatever.
And you can play and download Fall Guys for free.
They announced that a few weeks ago. This is just a trailer for that. I suppose we didn't already know. Which I'm glad. I think it's actually.
All right, back to
it was mostly successful due to being free to play because it was PS Plus that people were playing it on.
Yes, I think that's why it was very successful.
So then, actually, fully moving the game to free to play seems like the right choice because that's when they had that lightning in the bottle.
Frost Giant.
Next thing took like 3 different turns. But also, hey, it's sci-fi.
Yay. Frost Giant. Aurora Borealis, okay, we're in the middle of the desert. Some ruins. All right, we're fine.
I don't think it's a desert. I think it's snow.
Is it snow? It's dark. I can't see.
I think it's like icy tundra.
She's not even that dressed up. It has to be. It can't be snow. No way.
I think it is.
All right, it might be.
Hurry.
Also, I don't know. It's sci-fi.
I don't think so. I think she's a desert. I think it's desert.
I don't remember.
Right.
I was like, I will say this is probably going to be a little bit of a letdown. I thought this was going to be Sci-Fi Tomb Raider, and I was like, awesome.
That'd be cool as shit.
Sci-Fi Tomb Raider would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Maybe onto something.
I'm sorry, it's not.
All right. I mean, it's very Tomb Raider vibes.
It is. It's not though.
All right, shield is getting magnetized back into place here.
Yeah, because now it's like, oh wait, is this sci-fi still, or is this magic now?
I have it. Command. Repeat.
I can't tell.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, this is very cool because like you get this sci-fi aspect. She has a ruin thing that she's trying to collect. That's cool. Very Tomb Raider-y. That's a demon shooting with a gun. That didn't work. What a... Okay, hold on. I was in...
You're going to be even further out. I also have a note here that says there's something off about this trailer, and I don't know what it is.
Well, number one, can we talk about how he just full force punches this thing, dinks it, and then just kind of goes, oh, fuck. No reaction. Just dink. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And I'm telling you, you still haven't seen the part that's probably going to make you completely check out. I know you're already checked out. I know you are.
All right, lasers. All right. Big mech boy. Okay.
I've got this.
By the way, Frost Giant is former Blizzard people.
Yeah. That's kind of why that demon looks a little bit like Diablo.
Yeah, Diva is here fighting Diablo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tomb Raider. Oh man. And then.
Okay. I'm gonna rewind this, and I'm gonna want everybody to pay attention to what's going on here. This bitch is shooting lasers. But there's bullet shells coming out of the gun.
They're incendiary rounds.
Is that what they are? They're not lasers? They're red like a laser.
Have you ever seen an incendiary round fired? They leave streaks of light through the air.
Alright,
I'm willing to give them incendiary rounds. And also, could be sci-fi. Mass Effect has bullets, but they're not really bullets. If you've ever actually read the code.
And yeah, I was annoyed by that reload shit too.
They do straight up look like lasers. They definitely are lasers. I'm sorry, they're lasers.
They're lasers.
Glad you could make it.
But they could be, again, sci-fi, they could be little capsules of energy.
What the fuck? Where the fuck were those guys? You're telling me they let them beat the shit out of the one dude and they're like, oh, he's down. Let's go!
They were further away.
Okay.
And hell's
so,
with it.
Keep going.
Stormgate, that's a hell of a name.
Yeah.
Register for 2023 beta. Alright, so it's a horde shooter.
No. It is not a horde shooter.
What? Play Stormgate. Are we going to see more of it? Yes.
There you have it.
Tim, a little bit. They're going to stand on stage and talk about it for a while. It is.
Alright, hold on.
You want to guess the genre?
Stormgate.com. Let's go right now.
Do you want to guess the genre first?
What is a Stormgate, though?
All right, so Stormgates are
is it a MOBA?
That open during a massive solar storm.
Less specific. It is an RTS.
On future Earth.
Oh, interesting. That's actually not bad.
And they do talk about how like there really hasn't been innovation in the RTS genre for a while, and so that is a very possible. This game could be successful on the grounds that
so the human resistance. We saw an archaeologist.
Maybe they do something cool with the RTS genre.
Cinematic, and then also the Infernal Host.
I kind of get it, and he will talk about it. He has RTS, free to play, no pay to win, no NFT, social, with a focus on social features of the game.
God, the fact that you had to say no NFT just makes my fucking skin crawl.
He says it too, which I was glad. He's like, good, but also frustrating.
A free-to-play RTS is interesting.
Free-to-play RTS with quote no pay to win, but of course every free-to-play game is going to say something about no pay to win.
Right.
So the fact that you have to say it is concerning at all. But no NFT is good. And the idea of being pro-social is not really the right word, but being socially oriented as a game is cool. I think that's neat.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Could this game be good? Maybe. I don't know. I do believe they'll show a brief clip of some gameplay footage, but it's like seconds, Yeah. It's not very much.
3 versus 3 competitive multiplayer RTS. So very... I'm imagining kind of...
Competitive multiplayer RTS is not something that I'm fully aware of.
StarCraft. StarCraft 2.
I guess that is more... It's not a MOBA. It is an RTS.
It is an RTS.
But it is multiplayer.
I like this, like, the thematic... I mean, this...
It's sci-fi plus magic, which is interesting. A near-future magic situation.
I mean, as a free-to-play RTS, I'll probably try it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's your like top-down situation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, so the people who made StarCraft are the people who formed...
It's former Blizzard. I think that's why they're called Frost Giants, is because it's former Blizzard people.
Very cool.
I think that's what's up.
Yeah, sure. I'll try it if it's free to play. I'll have fun with it for a day and then forget about it.
Okay, the next 1, 2, 3 things I don't care about literally at all, other than to say Sci-Fi and then Sci-Fi again. And then the middle one, TBD, because it's an announcement of a delay. But then also, like, probably Sci-Fi again. So, BRB, I'm going to go refill my drink. Enjoy.
This was a mistake. I wish I could watch the trailer and actually like react to what's going on rather than constantly hear about what's what and where and what's coming out and what and there and there and that. Is what it is. What is this? This is like season? Alphaville. It's underwater now. This looks, I mean, it's an indie game. Who cares, right? All indie games are bad, right? It's a stealth game. There's guerrilla warfare, guys. You gotta do stuff. Cool. I'm sure that will have a niche for somebody who wants it. It's not me.
What a breathtaking trailer.
No, it's not.
An adventure strategy game set in a world ravaged by extreme climate change.
God, you're really good at your job, Jeff Keighley. You're insanely good at your job.
Is not far from anyone's mind, and it's impacted the development of games, including replaced from Sad Cat Studios, a Belarusian studio with devs from Belarus and Ukraine. The team had long hoped to reveal a new trailer here today, but were understandably unable to complete it in time.
Oh.
I just want to say we're thinking of you and all the developers impacted
so Ukrainian
and hope to be able to share your work at a future show.
A Ukrainian dev has to delay the game because that sucks. That's really unfortunate.
It's American Arcadia, where you play Trevor, whose life is being televised.
That shit would just end. That'd be great.
Constantly voting you up or down. When you become unpopular, you need to start running for your life. Check this out.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, back.
This is an interesting idea.
So High Water, weird indie game, but like, sure, I guess they didn't really show anything to tell you even what the game is about. Then replaced, delayed due to the war. Fine.
My grandfather, Elijah Walton,
and then this
had a dream.
Looks
to
weird.
Build the city of tomorrow. That dream is now a reality. And that
I don't think they show enough of it for me to be sold either way. But I'm very curious. And I appreciate that we've been... Looper did this too. I've been appreciating the like late 70s, early 80s aesthetic that we've been seeing more and more.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm glad we're bringing that back. I think it's very fun. I was watching the other day on YouTube a Let's Play
Arcadia.
control.
Also, American
Subject
Arcadia,
on the
I will
run
give
on
them
camera
10 out of 10 name.
4025.
That's a great game name.
Interrupt broadcast immediately.
I was watching a Portal 2 Let's Play the other day.
So this is the Truman Show, but you're trying to actually escape.
But the whole city is Truman Show.
Yeah.
Listen to me. We can't allow Trevor Hills to escape under any circumstances. Trevor.
I will say, this graphical style I've seen before. I don't really care about it. The weird sort of like low poly thing. That's fine.
This is cool. It is very unique, I agree. Oh, this game! Ooh.
What game?
I am interested in this.
American Arcadia?
No.
Oh, wait, did I get these out of order? I did get these out of order. How did I do that?
Lilith, the mother of demons. Today,
this trailer is actually pretty sick. I'll be honest. I don't care about this. Is it a fighting game?
No, it's XCOM.
What?
Oh, it's Master of Puppets.
No hope under your watch.
This is a really, I will admit, I don't give a shit about this, and the trailer is really good. The trailer's really good.
Oh, that looks good. That was really cool. All right, Venom. All right. What we got?
Okay. Venom has a big look and tell me I'm wrong. That man has cake.
Hold on.
Surrender your pain to me.
I'm being honest here.
You do have cake. He's a cakey
He has
boy.
cake. Not
He's a thick boy.
Yes, perfect. It's like Marvel characters, and then a bunch of basically all of the Marvel characters that are associated with supernatural stuff are going to be involved in this game. It seems. I have discovered this recently. People on the internet, there's a lot of people have the hots for Venom.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah.
He is.
That spider looks good.
There's a specific.
That was Blade. No, Luke Cage. Sorry.
What the? Who is Disco Spidey?
That's Ghost Rider.
Who is Disco Spidey? You showed him already.
This guy is just Spider-Man in a different suit.
Is that it? The suit is so weird.
All their suits are like golden.
I don't know who the chick with the staff is either. But yeah, I don't know who Disco Spidey is.
Oh my god. Can we please say how bad the fucking closed caption just messed up? The closed caption, instead of saying Master of Puppets, said Master of Puppies.
So good.
That's so good. I can no longer, sorry Metallica, I love that song, but I can no longer call it Master of Puppets. It is now Master of Puppies.
That is hilarious. I had no idea.
You just like Marvel? Oh.
Whatever. People like it.
That's a big demon. That's a big demon Venom.
It is. Yeah, I don't recognize.
Well, that's a demon Hulk.
They're clearly corrupted, so I didn't know who the other puppets were. I suppose.
Right,
I couldn't recognize them.
We got Wolverine, Spidey, Iron Man, Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Is this
Blade?
Jean Grey?
No, that can't be Jean Grey.
It's not Jean Grey.
Oh wait, no, on the right. No,
yeah,
that is Jean Grey.
That's Jean Grey next to Ghost Rider.
Or wait, no, unless it's Scarlet Witch.
Oh, it might be Scarlet Witch. It's Scarlet Witch. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're Scarlet Witch. Yeah, and then Blade.
And then Blade. I don't know who the back center is.
I don't know who this is.
Oh, it could be Elektra?
It could be Elektra.
Wait, yeah, it could be Elektra.
That's
she
weird.
uses dual swords, I think.
That's weird.
But yeah, that Spidey is so weird. Especially because they cut from normal Peter Parker and then suddenly it's this suit. I thought it was a different person.
Nope.
I thought it was like a weird, not Miles Morales, but some other Spider.
And a pre-order to receive Doctor Strange Defenders. Okay, so it's a skin. So Doctor Strange is also in the game.
Yes, of course it's going to have microtransactions.
Yeah, it's going to have microtransactions. 2K. Of course it will.
Okay, the next trailer I want to see.
Hold on.
Counting on you again, old friend. 3, 2, 1. That used to always work. Well, it did that one time.
That's pretty funny.
It was funny. I don't know why they did it because it didn't add anything to the trailer. It could have just been at the end of the regular trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know why they added.
And then it feel like it got cut really awkwardly.
Yeah, and then it gets cut right. I was like, that's so weird. What is going on?
Very strange. I am excited for that game because it is like an XCOM plus Marvel characters, and so like that's very enticing.
Where is my? Did we miss? I have something between American Arcadia and Marvel. Did we skip something? Did you skip ahead at some point?
Nope. No skip at all.
I mean, I guess keep going.
Yep. All right, we have Cuphead.
That was Midnight Suns, and now we're moving on to the wonderful world of Cuphead, the delicious last course.
Is the next thing Neon White?
We're only a couple weeks away from playing the delicious last course DLC.
I'm excited about this. She's wearing like leather leggings. It's very distracting because they're very shiny.
So first of all,
compared to like Jeff Keighley's
really
like matte black.
It's really coming June 30th on all major platforms.
Okay, but yeah, this is
I'm so thrilled too that I think all the fans can't believe that this is here, and
I mean, it's Cuphead.
Lucky enough to play this actually on my Steam Deck last week, and you guys gave me a copy.
Like
this,
it took. They basically show an entire.
People are not going to be ready for how amazing.
I mean, this does look like Cuphead.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's just like 4 minutes of Cuphead.
I like Cuphead. This game's fun.
No, I got no beef. I'm just saying, like it's just a Cuphead.
I don't know.
Fight.
It does seem awkward to show all of this though, right? Because it's like cool, but I understand. Like I understand what Cuphead is. I know what I'm getting. So why do you need to show all of it?
And also, boss fights are themselves kind of puzzles. So like, why are you showing the entire boss fight here? Yeah. Like this is a puzzle. If you're a fan and you wanted to learn this the hard way, you now know how to just beat this boss because you know all its attack patterns.
All right.
Now, so if you want even more Cuphead, and who doesn't, tomorrow we will show you an exclusive look at Season 2 of the Cuphead
This shouldn't
show,
be Neon White.
Oh yeah, Season 2 of Cuphead. That's cool.
Which will include new show and game announcements. Yes. It streams at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. So that's already out.
And that's not all.
No, sorry. The interview is. Sorry, the interview's out.
Next is the Day of the Devs Indie Showcase with I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine, then Devolver's Marketing Countdown to Marketing. Tomorrow after Geek Week, there's the Epic Game Store Showcase at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, with news on Rocket League and the Tribeca Game Showcase. And Sunday, don't miss the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase,
which he talks
look
about
at the
later.
future of Xbox.
That was the part that I talked about the Planet of Lana.
Oh shit!
What?
So Sunday is a Bethesda Xbox conference.
Yes, Summer Games Fest is a multi-day event. There are other things that we will probably see soon.
Interesting. Okay.
I need to actually look at all of them. I need to look at the whole schedule, but yes.
Okay.
Now
that
we have some
probably
exciting news
explains
for
the lack
Nintendo Switch
of a lot
and PC
of like
fans
really big first-party
a game where you
huge
play
deal.
an assassin from hell
First and
who
second
slays
party, I should
demons
say.
For the chance to ascend
games.
to heaven.
You want to see a Bethesda Sci-Fi game?
Starfall.
Whoa! Whoa! What is this? Interested? Looks fun.
Did we miss this? Send me the link of the video so I can find the timestamp. Because I swear you
sinners plucked from hell to do God's
Or maybe it happened while I was getting my drink.
I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven.
We should have talked about it.
It's like really anime-like, but you do cards, and so it's like a card.
Yeah.
Roguelike shooter game.
We've seen like one trailer for this before.
This looks kind of fun.
It looks interesting. I don't really understand the card shtick.
You think you can win me over by showering me
and
with
also,
gifts?
I will personally say,
thinking.
Some of the graphics in the bottom left don't look good to me.
I mean, I don't think this game is really about.
It's
today. Oh, June 16th. So that's next week.
It's like, I don't want to say too anime, but it's kind of a little
Look at the
like
thighs on the little one and the boobies. Holy shit, she's short, stacked, and has thighs. I'm in. Buying it. Day one. Right here. Anyway, in all actual seriousness, this looks fun for those who like these like rogue shooter games.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's a roguelike. It feels like it should be a roguelike.
I think it is, yeah, because he says you're trying to ascend into heaven, so you're probably just dying a bunch. But it looks like the cards.
Demon. Yeah.
It looks like so. These are the these are gifts, But the cards are abilities.
Yeah, and they're like, use them until they're done. And yes, it's for Switch.
Yeah, for Switch seems weird, because that's probably why the graphic fidelity is so low, is because it has to run on probably a pretty decent frame rate.
So it has to use a lot of just like static PNGs and stuff like that to work. And then pre-rendered animated cutscenes.
Yeah, it's like you have these 3 abilities with these cards, and then you use them, and then I'm assuming there'll be a couple different classes, and so it says single player. Okay, cool. That's cool. I mean, that's cool. I think it had to be the right price point for people to play it. Like $25 would probably be pretty good.
Yep.
$15 would be better.
Yeah.
It's neat. I'm interested. If it was not on Switch and on Steam, I'd be more interested.
Blah just sent the link.
Oh, Nintendo Switch and Steam.
Yeah, and Steam. Yep.
Okay.
For real though, I do send me the thing because I swear we missed a trailer that was really short, but I wanted to talk about. Just for the trailer you're watching. Or for the version.
GameSpot's full version.
Okay, I watched it on their channel, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I missed this. Unless I got it out of order. But I thought I was careful about not putting things out of order.
Midnight Express. Haven't we heard about this already?
Let's take a look.
Yeah, we're blazing right past my notes. Midnight Fight. I don't know what it is.
I don't like this aesthetic.
Get knocked down, get up again.
Man.
That whole spiel.
It's time, partner. I don't care about this. I'm sorry if you care about this game. I really do. I'm going to mute this and kind of talk over it a bit. I appreciate the fact that anyone can make a game that they want to make. But sometimes I'm like, really? Did you really think this was the game that you needed to make? In a world where there's a bunch of games, do you really think it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this is going to sell really, really well? It's like, what is your target numbers? What was your dev like? What are your target numbers? What is going on here? I don't know. Because like this right here has to be a niche game. It has to be.
Yeah, this is not going to sell to a big audience. Where the hell did it go? I swear it's not in this version of the upload.
Such a cool game. I'm happy to announce a PC demo of this game is going live right now on Steam
in order.
The Steam Next Fest next week. I really want more.
That game has
in the hands of you guys at
home. Warframe update. Cool.
All right.
This game is loved by a lot of free-to-play players.
Digital Extremes to talk all things Warframe.
I think they cut it out.
Megan, how you doing?
I'm so good. My fellow Canadian.
I know.
I think they cut it out.
Always have these Canadian teams on the show. I don't know how that works out here on Summer Game Fest. Let's take a look at that right now.
We'll look at the Warframe trailer, but you have to really.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a whole trailer that they cut in this version. I don't know why.
Warframe's fun, but it's super grindy.
Yeah. I've heard that they've been... I feel like they've made a point to try to fix some of that. I feel like I've heard that they've tried to make it better for new players.
Why is the Mandalorian in here?
Pedro Pascal? Okay. Yeah. The trailer that's missing is Goat Simulator 3.
Dream of...
What?
Which, for the record, there is no Goat Simulator 2. Just like I had to double check myself. There's a new Goat Simulator coming out. And I'll find you the trailer. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not here. I'm very confused. It literally, I looked at there was a comment, somebody broke it all down. Yeah, this trailer, for whatever reason, got cut from the GameSpot one. I don't know why. It was right after American Arcadia. Sorry, I was just like, what is going on? Wilhelm scream.
What the fuck did I just watch? To be fair, to be completely fair, it is only on Epic Games, it seems like. But Goat Simulator is actually kind of a goofy, fun little game for like. It no reason why it's as fun as it is, but it's actually fun, and they are very self-aware of what they are, which is great that a game does that. But
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, I apologize for being so confused. I was like, I took such good notes. Where is it? Where did it go?
Warframe's cool, as I said, but yeah, it's really grindy. For those of you who really want it, who play this game, awesome.
Hey, guess what? It's also sci-fi.
It is also sci-fi. It's been sci-fi for a very long time.
More icy hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, doing the different armors and all that stuff, and being limited to what you can do if you're free to play because you don't have enough slots. And
I actually remember playing Warframe for a week or two, and I just it didn't click.
Next,
I literally didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing. I was very bad at it. I
Oh
didn't
my.
understand the controls or anything.
From Genshin Impact Studio, Hoyoverse, across
Okay.
mobile and
Okay, so we have a
Studio
new Genshin
continues
Impact
to deliver,
Studio game.
And this new trailer reveals for the very first time a new
Honkai
and exotic realm
Starfall.
players will be able to
Star
explore.
Rail.
Let's see this. This actually, I'm intrigued.
Again, I don't care about Genshin, but I mean, this is neat. And hey, guess what? It's sci-fi again.
Art's good. Models are good.
It's like Genshin.
It looks like Genshin. I like it.
Listen. You are in a daze
I think
right
this
now.
is, like I said, they'll show two different,
know
completely
who
different
you
games back to
are,
back, and this is the one
why
where I'm
you're
like, wow,
here.
just like, man, they just know how to make skinny girls, and that's it.
Yeah.
In the near future,
Big boobo skinny
you
girls.
will encounter many perils.
Oh, wow, oh, sorry, that
You
icy
need
hot, I put
companions
that on.
who treat you like family
Oh, wow,
and embark on
it's
unimaginable
really
adventures.
hot right now.
Okay. So it's a hack and slash? No, they were standing in a line. It was turn takes.
It is a turn-based
As long
RPG.
as you know
I'm
your
interested.
heart,
I'm in. I will buy this.
you
I will say
arrive
that
at
the
the end
character
of the
design
story.
looks like a game that my husband played for a while, which was Eternal Return Black Survival?
Yep.
Herbs?
Yep.
The character design, like the girl playing the guitar and stuff, and the girl drinking tea and whatever, that screams Herbs. I will be honest, I watched my husband play a few games. Herbs look pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I played some with my mod.
One of Jaden's friends is like a top tier player actually, who was like featured on their channel and stuff.
It's hard.
Yes, it does look really crazy.
It's really hard, but man, it's cool because it's like it mixes the survival crafting stuff.
Itching.
No, this looks like a turn-based RPG.
This
Corbin.
one is a turn. Yes.
Yeah, this just looks like it's like a game that you buy, and then it is the game.
Unsure about that, but it is. They did confirm it's a turn-based RPG. That is a 100% thing that they have confirmed.
I'm interested.
I figured.
We'll see.
I have wine to soothe the souls of honored guests.
Are we announcing a Genshin character?
No, we're announcing a different game by the same studio. Another Hoyoverse game.
Starfall coming soon.
Star Rail.
Sorry, I keep saying the wrong fucking name.
Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Zenless Zone Zero, their next major new IP. It's a futuristic urban action game. I have to say, I'm blown away by what I've seen so far. It was announced a couple weeks ago, and it has the detail of Genshin Impact with a fast-paced action style. Here is the world premiere of a brand new look at Zenless's notable characters, armed enemies,
Future Punk,
and
also
world
sci-fi.
of danger.
Just to be clear.
All right, let's see this. This Hoyoverse has amazing art and stuff. I mean, they do great work. They have a bunch of money.
They know what they're doing. I actually don't know.
Cat girl already in the trailer. We're good.
Oh, there's a straight up furry later. There's full on, by the way.
So yeah, this could be the phone game, and the other one could be the turn-based game.
I do not know. I don't remember the platform is on this stuff.
It is a phone game, but this looks like a phone game. This here looks specifically like a phone game.
I just don't know. But yeah, they're one of the characters that show off here in a moment if they haven't already is a straight up like Anthro.
Yeah, this is very Impact style.
Yeah, this to me, I was like, I don't know a ton about Genshin, but this does kind of look like Genshin to me.
ZZZ. Very cool.
Yeah, Wolf Boy. With
you will sell that. I mean, people like Genshin, so like it will sell. Kicking Wolf dude is hype.
Kicking Wolfman, I'm like, I'm sorry, you're gonna get
TMNT.
You're gonna get the gaze with the wolf guy. Like you've got them. They're in.
Arcade games back in the day. Well, it's nearing the end of development. Exciting aspect of the game.
Yeah, TMNT.
Until now.
Sure. I played the arcade. We went to a bar. I think I played it with you.
The game's hard. Fuck.
We beat the whole. Or no, we played Marvel. We didn't play.
We played Marvel.
We played Marvel. And this is the.
Hey,
whole,
you can play as Casey. That's cool.
My note is I don't know who Casey is.
Oh, have you ever watched the show?
The
movie?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit, but I don't remember this guy.
Casey Jones.
Don't remember. He seems like a sportsman, apparently.
He beats the shit out of people with hockey sticks and baseball bats. Yes. So, like, his whole thing is he wears a ski mask, and then he just has a bag full of hockey sticks, baseball bats, and golf clubs.
I assume it's a hockey mask, not actually.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fun. This is cool.
Yeah, this is for a very specific group of people. I saw a tweet of a YouTuber I watched, and he was like...
Local and online 6-player mode is kind of neat.
That is really cool, and I hope it's Windows, but I don't know about that. But I will say, I saw there was a YouTuber I watched who specifically tweeted out about the Summer Game Fest. He's like, nothing I'm interested other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and I'm like, okay, that's the one? That's the one that you were like, okay, I mean, fine, I guess. But, I mean, if you're
a classic arcade fan, this is for you.
This is like you're gonna invite all your friends over a couple times and you're gonna get drunk and you're gonna play this game. This is for people who are like 33.
Absolutely. June 16th, so it comes out next week. Very cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is for full on adults who want to play
this. Oh, is this another Bro, do we have a new Green Man Army game?
Huh?
No, alright, never mind.
This is what I literally was like, Super People, and my note is like, is this really the name of the game? That's a terrible name. I'm pretty sure it's called Super People.
Oh, it showed that in the beginning it was called Super People.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
I thought it was going to be another Army Green Man game, which are really fun, actually.
I think I played
these guys look cool. These generic Fortnite characters.
My note is they only know how to design skinny, attractive people. Like, what the hell? This character design is the most boring, uninteresting, like, sure, like, I guess, like, the chick with the graffiti with the dreads, like, she would be cool in another game, but when you stand her next to all the other characters, she's just the same as everybody else. So it's a skinny, attractive people.
God, this looks like ass.
I was like, this is terrible. I don't know what this is.
Tell you what, it was free to play. I'll play it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is this? Humankind. Play with 6 cultures from Latin America.
And it's an expansion to a game that is definitely not Civilization, but is absolutely Civilization.
This is Civilization?
Yeah. But it's not Civilization. It's Humankind. Also, hey, I will say, shout out to bringing in the Nazca people and the Nazca lines. I've read a lot of conspiracy theories about the Nazca lines, and I think they're really cool.
So the game is called Humankind. This is just the expansion, the cultures of Latin America.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's really cool.
I mean, cool. Again, that's actually a really cool cross-section to add to a game.
Yeah, neat. Cool, I like it.
And like I said, Nazca lines, man, I do love... They're one of my favorite, like... I don't know if you know anything about the Nazca lines. Can I talk to you about the Nazca lines for a few minutes?
Sure.
It's a bunch of like man-made drawings, kind of like the chalk drawings in England that were featured in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There are these drawings on the ground that are made from like basically like worn paths in the dirt/sand of the Atacama Desert. That the conspiracies behind them are that they were made like hundreds or thousands of years ago by people, but they're drawings that would really only be visible from high altitude. So the conspiracies are aliens and whatever, because
right.
These people couldn't fly or anything, and there's no high ground. They're literally in the middle of giant flat plains. So how and why are they making these drawings that are definitely only visible from above? That said, Google it. There's some really amazing pictures. They're very cool. They're very cool in real life, and they're a very real thing. But I just thought that was interesting. So, anyways, Nazca lines, cool stuff.
This is, I mean, if it's like Civ, I do like Civ types games. But if you didn't get hooked on it the same as Civ, that's interesting.
I liked Civ Rev. That's the only Civ.
Civ Rev is so good.
Civ Rev was really good. I had a friend in college.
So good.
And I went over to his house, and I would just watch him play Civ Rev a lot.
I mean, a buddy of ours played Civ Rev a ton in our house while we were doing homework because he was a different major than us.
Was that the same person?
John?
Yeah, John. I went to his house a lot. He would go play in his basement. It helped that I kind of had a crush on him, but whatever. I watched him play a lot of Civ Rev.
Game is really fun. Civ Rev is really fun.
I actually played a little bit, and I've never been able to play Civilization really, but Civ Rev I could play that game. That would be a dangerous game for me to boot up at any time because it was very easy and fun. I'm sorry, Thundir.
Don't be Kitty. Well, Kitty's not here, so someone has to take the role.
Sorry, John, if you're watching. I never actually told you that.
He doesn't watch this. He doesn't even know this exists.
He also definitely knew. There's no way he did not figure that out. Good friend, though. We're still friends.
How far will you push humankind?
I mean, I wonder how optimized this is for a console, rather, because Civ...
Civ has always been a PC experience first.
Yeah, except for Rev. Rev is really good, but that looks like it could be a pretty good...
Rev was on 360.
Yeah, it was on 360 and PS3.
Yep.
Humankind allows you to shape your civilization by combining a multitude of historical civilizations from the ancient.
Very cool.
Again, looks like a neat little game.
Is celebrating its 25th
Oh yeah, we knew about this game.
Bandai Namco is
what?
The One Piece game.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I didn't want to spoil this in case you didn't know.
We knew about this.
Man, I don't care about One Piece.
No, I don't care about One Piece either.
But a JRPG, longest anime ever versus longest genre of games, it's perfect.
I don't care about this, but like...
They definitely shouldn't have called it Odyssey. That's literally what Mario did. Call it literally anything else.
Alright, so here's my issue. Bandai Namco is ahead of this, and they're always ahead of these because they are the owners of the anime titles when it comes to video games. Bandai Namco did a Fairy Tail JRPG, and it didn't do well.
I was about to say, I don't know of any anime-based games, especially RPGs, that have ever done well. I literally couldn't name you one. And there's no reason. They should be all over the place, and they should be amazing. But they're apparently all hot garbage.
Apparently, yeah. The Fairy Tail one was just like, it didn't have enough character, like enough enemy variation. It was kind of limited, and it was shorter than what people expected it to be, and it was like just bad. And it's like, I do not have high hopes for this game.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, anime JRPGs should literally be everywhere.
They should be printing money. And
yeah,
maybe they are, and maybe that's why they're trash.
This is the crazy shit, right? The SAO anime games are the best-selling anime games because they're action-based.
Just let it play, by the way. It's not... You're not going to see... It's all cinematic.
Oh, okay.
It's 100% cinematic. Which, I will admit, I thought they were going, like... As far as I'm aware, One Piece is strictly fantasy weirdness. And it almost looked for a minute like they were doing some sci-fi stuff, but I think they just have really good creative design, to be perfectly honest.
Well, yeah,
the weird island with the beam of light and the pillars is just kind of cool.
I mean, the models don't look bad in this. This looks actually pretty alright.
No, it doesn't. The cloud animation was weird. Again, I don't know or care about One Piece. This is cinematic, so it doesn't mean anything. And the dialogue, I was like, wow, I do not care about One Piece. This is so weird.
Man, the
Corbin,
One Piece...
I'm sorry. No. I'm not even gonna entertain
my brother
stream where I'm like, oh sure, I'll check it out someday.
My brother loves it. He's like, if you have started it, keep going because it's good. Yeah, he loves it.
I had no idea that he was into that kind of music.
Oh, my brother's a huge anime fan.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought you guys had nothing in common.
He got into anime a lot later, though, so...
I mean, fair.
But yeah, I mean, he loves this show. He thinks this show is fantastic.
I mean, I've heard... It's one... I consistently hear from people that if only you can make it 100 and some odd episodes in or whatever, or read the first 300 chapters, then it gets really good.
I've heard that this show is actually just spectacular all the way through.
Yeah, I've heard.
You just have to have the time investment. I'm like, I don't know if I do.
You have to also be willing to get invested. It's not one of the things that will. It's not going to hook you. You have to put in the work to get hooked.
Okay.
Once you gets hooked.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh, if you don't like it right away, you won't like it later. Interesting.
I thought I heard the opposite.
I do want to comment on something here, though. The way this is made, and some of the story gameplay stuff walking around, it looks like kind of similar to Dragon Quest in a sense, in the way that everything's kind of built. But the enemy design looked very interesting and kind of unique, rather than just guy in cloak, like what Fairy Tail did.
Yeah, I mean, props granted. One Piece admittedly does the work of character design for you. So other than maybe a handful of original characters for the purposes of the game,
that's the enemy design. It looks like you got the little dudes, the big gorilla guy. I mean, this neat. Some puzzles. It looks like.
Oh, I actually don't. I forgot that there was a little gameplay blip. I mean, yeah, that looks fine.
One Piece Odyssey.
I mean,
and that setup looked like it was turn-based too.
Yeah, looks cool for those of you who like it. I'm very excited for you. If I could play that and get like a synopsis of some of the story, I'd probably play it.
Yeah.
This August, Soul Hackers 2 from
oh my god, the next trailer.
Oh,
my
right.
note is I'm actually impressed by how little this trailer showed. Not only do they not show gameplay, they don't even show an entire cinematic. They show rapid cuts of cinematics.
Hell yeah, bro.
You don't see
This is Atlas. This is what Atlas announced at their Atlas showcase thing, and everyone was expecting Persona, and they showed the sequel to Soul Hackers, which apparently is another niche game that people like from Atlas.
The character design is fine, I guess. But yeah, they literally are like not showing you anything. And I
was a jack.
Like they're oh my god. Yeah, it's like not even full screen cinematics, not kind of gameplay, but like kind of not. And
pre-order now. What am I pre-ordering?
Based on what?
What did you show me? There's a cute girl and another cute girl and some hot dude, and I don't know what to do.
Yes. Okay, I do have literally here the next like 5 minutes is literally just ads, and I mean literally ads.
Fucking serious.
Jeff Keighley talks about NerdWallet for a minute. I'm serious. It's ads. It's probably the end of this chapter segment in the YouTube in the time thing at the bottom. It is quite literally just ads. So genuinely just skip it all.
All right, so right. Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. Okay, we actually missed that. That was actually an announcement.
That's what I have in my notes. That's the next thing.
Samsung Gaming Hub. We're all coming together. Neat, Samsung. I'm so glad you're getting into that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Capcom.
There's a Mario Strikers ad
after
that. And I say ad because it's literally just like the same trailer we've already been seeing. This is the part of the show where it gets less good.
Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Knights of the Round, Mega Man 2. I mean, that's some good stuff right in there.
Oh, this is the screenshot I was thinking of. This is the one that I was like, I need to pause and see all the different stuff there because I don't recognize.
I'm actually excited for this. This looks fun.
I mean, shit. The one video game my dad ever played was the like Namco Classics collection of Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and Galaga.
Oh, absolutely.
So like this is the same marketing niche of like, hey, play all these old games that you remember from your childhood.
I like those old types of games, especially because they're cheap or they go on sale fairly often. And so like if you want to get that like scratch of arcades, you could get them like very inexpensively.
3, 2, 1, best arcade game, Dig Dug, right?
Arcades? Dig Dug? Dig Dug's really good.
Dig Dug's top tier.
Dig Dug's really good.
Of like Namco, Dig Dug.
I do like Miss Pac-Man a lot.
I actually don't know if I assume I've played Miss Pac-Man, but I don't know.
So, funny story. My bachelor party was at a bar arcade.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is probably when we played that Marvel game.
I got drunk as hell. And as a drunk individual, apparently I'm very good at Pac-Man because there's a certain movement that you can do in the arcade Pac-Man. If you follow it, all of the ghosts will completely ignore you because one is supposed to chase you, one is supposed to avoid you, one is random, and the other one does everything opposite of you. Yeah. That is the behavior of the 4 ghosts of Pac-Man. And so I got drunk as hell and I played Pac-Man, and you could do the combo where you're a very specific movement pattern. They all just like stay up in the corners. So I set the high score of Pac-Man on that machine, drunk as balls.
I remember whenever we go to that bar, all the good games are always taken.
Always taken.
And so I played Time Crisis with our friend Max.
That game is so fun.
And we beat it. We put a lot of quarters into that game, but we beat it. But then I also
Which is not a small feat, by the way. That's like a 45-minute game.
No, we played the whole thing.
It's literally like 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
And then I played Q*bert.
I love Q*bert's so good.
I really like Q*bert.
Q*bert's so good. I played the Barkeep one, whatever the group.
Yeah,
Tap. Yeah.
Tappers.
Yeah, Tappers. It's in Wreck-It Ralph. So that game's really fun too. All right, let's keep going.
This game looks fine. I don't care, but like cool. Not for me, but like neat.
What if you had to? In metal, the better
you
are
at slaying to the beat, I was gonna mention this, but
everything gets.
Apparently Trigger is making a cyberpunk
the Netflix game or Netflix anime.
Yes,
so while headbanging isn't mandatory, we do recommend it. Our demo is live now on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation platforms, so go check it out.
A demo for this?
More icy hot. I'm itchy still.
All right, okay, go hard.
Yeah,
very Doom-like.
I do love the metal game being sold by the guy who's like clearly a metalhead.
Yeah, absolutely a fucking metalhead.
Nice and chill. I love that. I do love that about metal fans. They tend to be the chillest people. It's just like have fun with our game, guys. Just like that's great. Love that.
This is absolutely gonna sell
also,
well. Trivium's in this. Lamb of God's in this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't listen to metal at all.
System of a Down?
I recognized a bunch of names, which is actually crazy. And also, like, rhythm shooter, very interesting, not been done before.
It has to be done well. It's hard. Like it's been attempted. It is. Yeah, because like those are like your active reload is the beat of the song. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's cool.
They briefly show up. There's like melee weapons.
Metal Hellsinger. That's cool as shit.
Yep. I think this game could actually be. This will be like this weird gateway drug for Doom fans to get into rhythm games. Is what this game's gonna be.
I want to play the demo. I want to download the demo. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to download that. It just looks cool to play. It looks fun. And I mean, if it was generically like fairly inexpensive, it would be a really fun single player experience to just boot up, play for 30 minutes, and then be done with it for the night or whatever.
Yeah,
that's cool. The rhythm part feels tacked on. I mean, it might be, but it still looks fun.
I mean, it does seem to me like they definitely went into this and they're like, we are going to make a shooter rhythm game, and then the rest fell into place. They're like, we want to make a metal music shooter rhythm game.
You vamp. I have
to
pee because I drank so much beer.
Oh god. I was gonna make another drink, so I guess I'll vamp. We can talk about Dig Dug, or we can talk about Mist, or we can talk about
Heart.
I can talk about how the rest of this showcase is like not great. Well, Blah, it depends on. Yes, Corbin, Myst. I'm a big Myst fan. A couple years ago, pre-pandemic, at my birthday, I had a bunch of friends over, and we collectively played Myst. Blah, it depends on if you are rewarded for being on beat, but you can play off beat. That's different than if you are, like, it depends. It depends on how they implement the rhythm aspect. Is it that you're forced to use the rhythm of the music, in which case it probably won't be very fun? But if the game is rather that it rewards you for being on beat by damage and healing and whatnot, that could be really cool. That could be a really neat idea.
All right, let's keep going.
Yes, the next thing actually seems mildly interesting. I forgot about this one. I need to tell my husband about this one.
That one
because
was
it's
Metal
his
Hellsinger
vibe.
Coming later this year from Funcom.
I'm going to go
a
refill my
rhythm
drink
shooter
real
with
fast.
metal music. And
Your
right
turn.
now, as they mentioned, a demo has launched on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation for you to play for free.
$20 is pretty
Next
good for
up,
that.
a new game launches tomorrow, The Quarry from Supermassive Games. This spiritual
Supermassive.
successor to Until Dawn stars David Arquette and an all-star cast. It's getting great reviews.
Oh!
This is one of those teen horror entertainment experiences where your every choice shapes your story and determines who lives and who dies at a camp in upstate New York. Here's the first look at the launch trailer.
Family is the most important thing in the world.
They make Until
If your whole
Dawn,
family, you know, like every last one of them decided to jump down the bottom of a well, and they're all just hanging on the end of a rope. How can one person be expected to pull them all back out? You can't. So you pull on that rope, and you're just going to fall right down to the bottom of the well with the rest of them. And what's the point of that?
Holy shit.
What?
Okay, yes. Awkwardly long thing of David Arquette talking at the camera for a while.
Like what?
Kidnapping, murder, cover-ups. I think the whole Hackett family is in on it.
Are you?
You have no idea what's going on
Do you
here.
have a problem?
Not a goddamn clue.
We're the midst of the West here.
All right, let's do this.
I like the idea of, like...
Who should I call?
911.
You mean 911? Who says 911?
Set in a slasher film environment.
Who says 911? Oh my fucking god!
I mean, okay.
They got the dumb fucking, like, when you look at your friend when they say something stupid, look down to a fucking T.
It's the horror movie dumb gay twink. Yes.
It's good.
That is that character archetype there.
It's 911. Yeah, this is the same makers of Until Dawn making a new game called The Quarry, is what this is.
I like the idea of a slasher movie mystery thing as a decision-making game like Wolf Among Us or Telltale or Walking Dead or whatever, right? I actually think that's a clever implementation. Even better if it changes the outcome. Even better if your decision.
Did you play Until Dawn?
I don't know what I've heard of that. I have watched Wolf Among Us.
Okay, so Until Dawn, it was what's her name? Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. Hayden, whatever.
Panettiere.
Panettiere. She was like
I
the
watched
main.
Heroes. Heroes is great.
Yeah, Heroes is actually.
Well, sorry, it was.
And so it's kind of like a Telltale game where you don't get a lot of gameplay. You walk to certain places and interact with certain things, and there are quick time events in the cutscenes that will shape the way the story is told. And in Until Dawn, there's like 7 or 8 endings of the thing. So you're basically playing this narrative movie thing that you get to focus the outcome. This is that, but now with a different story.
We should play. It would be fun to play Wolf Among Us on this stream because it's not very long, and it seemed really weird and interesting. And you're right, Corbin. It is a lack of gameplay, but as somebody who's like really big into narratives and tight narratives, the idea that you have a decision game which also has tight narratives and also forces you to make consequential decisions in a short amount of time, because that's the thing that Wolf Among Us does, and a lot of the Telltales. It's like you have 4 seconds, make your decision now.
Yeah, that's what the other one does too. It's like if you don't, it just affects everything.
It does, and like that's a decision as well, is not making a decision. And I appreciate, because like I love Mass Effect and Dragon Age, which are also oriented towards making decisions, but they let you sit on a screen forever and think and work towards a decision, whereas the Telltale games and these like not quite visual novels but close, they will hit you with, you have a very hard decision and you need to make it now. And I think that's actually really clever. I think that's a cool way to tell a story.
I do like, I don't want to necessarily spoil the ending of
Until Dawn,
but there is one ending part on one of the endings that like the controller is part of the game in a sense. So like, because the controller has a gyroscope in it, there is literally a point where you have to sit still and they throw a jump scare at you.
Oh,
and if you move the controller, you fucking fail it.
Oh, I would lose that, because shit, I've been watching Stranger Things over the past week, and I jump at jump scares.
Oh,
I jump at the minorest of
I'm
jump scares.
so jumpy. I'm such a jumpy, like, tweaky individual for some fucking reason. And as soon as I jump, I want to punch something.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Corbin. There are QTEs, and you do have to make a call in the moment. But with Wolf Among Us, anyways, literally every single decision has a timer. Some of them, I think, are faster, but literally every single decision has a timer on it.
So, all right, we'll finish this trailer. It's almost over, but this was just funny. The trailer looks cool. It looks like there's some famous people, or the models are
David Arquette is a big deal.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You realize?
I will say,
like that kid looks like he's in something recently, and I don't know what it is.
I jumped down the bottom of a well, and they're all just.
So we're gonna watch this again real quick. We'll just kind of go
hanging on the end.
Which kid? Sorry,
the one person who expected to pull them all back out. You can't.
That's hard to say.
The dumb twink, or
no, the other one that says 911.
Oh, that's the dumb twink.
What? No. The other one says 911, and the other one says who says.
What?
The other one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
There is a lot more to this than you realize.
I will say, the next
him right there he's a famous guy, and then I swear the other girl, the Asian girl, I guess, is, if we're gonna be do that way.
Say it.
She looks like the girl from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, whatever her name is.
Shit, I didn't watch that show.
But anyway, yeah. All right, let's go.
I've read the fanfic.
Murder, cover-ups. I think the whole Hackett family is in on it.
Unironically, there is a lot of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody fanfic. I'll just tell you that.
I'm not surprised.
Yep, it's there. It's a thing. I actually like the idea of high school slasher film situation, but it's a decision-making game. I think it's a really cool idea.
Goodbye,
and I need to show this to my husband.
We gotta get out.
He was the one who made me watch.
Yeah,
Scream.
that is her. I swear.
He's the one who made me watch Scream, and Scream is unironically so good. If you've never actually seen it.
This isn't a ghost story. It's a creature feature. It's really happening, and you're all in it.
And it's actually really good.
Okay. Unfortunately, they're gonna go to the monster aspect of it. It looks like, but
I did see it looks supernatural, but I would love it if that's actually influenced by decisions.
Back at the Game Awards, we were proud
like
to reveal
the killer or whatever. I would love it if that's actually different depending on decisions you make. Like in some situations it's supernatural, and in some other ones it's not. That would be really interesting.
People who like that type of narrative storytelling are gonna love that game. I guarantee it.
So I will tell you this. I don't have anything interesting to say for the next 4 trailers. I would personally be fine if you put it on 2 times playback speed. I literally have nothing interesting to say for the next 4 things until the finale.
What is this?
Nightingale we have seen before.
Yeah, we have.
It's like, but the thing is, I think it is like a survival.
Yeah, it is.
But like in a weird steampunk, fantasy punk setting.
That board charge is a little funky wonky, but that's fine, I guess.
And some of these animations on second watch are not good.
If the portal arch.
I mean, in a sense, Corbin, Until Dawn is very kind of like this slasher, 80s slasher, like the teens are in a bad way. Do what you can. That's kind of what it is.
it would be, unironically, I said that out loud. I'm like, it would be fun to watch you play Wolf Among Us.
No, we're not.
No, but like one time, no optimization. You have to live with the consequences.
Jesus Christ.
We play one time and just see what happens, because it's like an 8-hour game, maybe. It's not long. It would be funny. I will tell you one of the
realm cards. What the fuck? That's gross. I don't like that.
One of the Wolf Among Us decisions, similar to the jump scare where it like you don't want to jump.
Yeah.
There's a scene in Wolf Among Us where you have to watch somebody get murdered.
Oh, that's amazing.
And not react. You're hiding, and you have to watch somebody die and not do anything to get the sort of quote unquote better outcome for that.
Damn.
And it's really hard because you have to literally watch them. I think, or maybe they commit suicide. I can't remember, but you literally have to watch them do something that you really want to intervene, but if you intervene, it's worse.
This is weird.
I don't know.
Valheim plus Witchcraftery plus Rust. Okay.
They say the word Feywilds, and I'm like, okay, Feywilds is a cool word.
Saints Row? Are we really getting a new one?
It's like a remake or something.
Oh, it's the reboot of the first one.
Yes, but their whole thing is they're showing off their character creator. Things are gonna get sexy. I'll tell you that now. For me, less so for you. But they're basically showing off their character creator.
These games are just bullshit fun for no reason.
The point of this one is they're releasing a demo, including the character creator, so you can download basically you can go make your character now before the game comes out.
That's cool, actually.
Which is neat, and the character creation.
Jesus.
You'll see.
Jesus Christ.
It's yeah.
Be the swaggiest. Yeah, dude, these games are GTA cranked to 25.
I saw a post on Reddit today on our gamers with a Y of like, boy, I do like the new Saints Row because it's like one of the character skin options is just like they made a hairy guy with a jockstrap. Like that's the level of. Oh yeah, no, Thunder. This isn't a surprise or anything like that. We know this about Saints Row, but like it is kind of interesting and intense.
This is funny.
Yeah,
I
like it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it.
Goth elf girl was like, okay.
This is fantastic. These games are super fun. I would highly recommend playing one if you've never played one, and if you've never played one, jump into this one. If you've played one, you've played them all. I mean, it's just kind of the same thing.
Firefighter was such an inspired choice.
Yeah, if you've played one of them, you've played all of them. I played 3 where you were basically getting superpowers, which was really fun.
Yeah. And I appreciate a good character creator. I have played games with bad character creation, and so I appreciate
those games have insane character creators.
Yeah. So this is cool. I think it's great.
Yep. Pretty cool.
The next 3 things. I got nothing. I don't know what to tell you other than to say I got nothing.
Warhammer.
Warhammer 40K Dark Tide.
This really truly this is the part where you skip around.
Enemy hordes that team up.
This is like similar to the other one that they released.
It is. They mentioned it is literally a follow-up to Vermintide.
It is a follow-up to Vermintide. Vermintide's pretty.
I heard it was fun.
It is pretty fun.
I know. Sorry, Corbin.
We dropped it.
To care about
we
Warhammer.
dropped it pretty early, unfortunately, but I heard that game is really fun.
I know. Well, we have multiple friends that played it for a while.
Yeah, I played it. I played it with them for a little while.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I have heard it is pretty good for what it is. I just don't. Yeah.
This looks a little bit more interesting to me than Killing the Rats. I'm gonna be honest.
What I found really funny is there's a bunch of enemy designs that are clearly sort of like human looking, and they're all identical. That's what I found really funny. There's like a bunch of guys running at you and they literally look just like...
Well, that hacking system is interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like horde games. I think horde games are fun.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I get the appeal of horde games. I played one of the Gears of War's games with a friend, or Gears of War, and I really did enjoy the PvE. We played the campaign and it was fine, but like the PvE
horde mode PvE is really fun.
Yeah.
Cool. This looks more fun than Vermintide did, to be honest with you.
Sure. I just don't know enough about the original.
Cool. Cool.
Inquisitor? You mean Dragon Age Inquisition? I get to talk about Dragon Age?
No.
Team is known for psychological
Your fears. Oh, this is Layers of Fear, but it's the
they are ready to
sequel.
Their latest creation, made completely in Unreal Engine
sure.
5
My only note was spooky scary.
The world of Layers of Fears.
It's
Get a dose.
Yep. Return to the world of Layers of Fear.
Yep. Spooky scary. Unreal Engine 5 seems to be the selling point.
I don't like spooky scary games. I'm not a fan of spooky scary games.
It looks fun if you like spooky scary, I guess.
But Layers of Fear was like a really good spooky scary game, so I'm gonna just skip ahead of that. I'm very sorry, but I just do not do well for spooky scary games.
It looks like it's a haunted house.
Oh, hey, this is something that Corbin mentioned in chat. He's excited about this game.
Oh, Gotham Knights?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
to give us an
hey,
exclusive new look,
3 of the 4 of those people are hunky guys, so you know whatever.
Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and Red Hood.
Hello and warm welcome from the Games Montreal.
To me, this is.
I'm the executive producer.
It looks.
On Gotham
I
Knights.
did find. I felt like some of the fighting animations were choppy, but I also feel like
this showcase is the first in our character.
It's not the same as their Arc System games. The Arkham games. Sorry, Arc System. Arkham games, not Arc System. That Arc System is fighting games. I'm stupid.
So I hope you enjoy the show.
The animations looked a little choppy to me, but that's also literally like one of the last things you do is polish some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to forgive it. But I will say it did look a little choppy. I didn't love some of the animations I saw. They were fine.
And then this city became my home.
All right, calm down, Edge boy.
Gotham gave me everything.
Yeah, like I said, I have unfortunately nothing to say because not only have I not played anything like this, I didn't even play Arkham. I think I saw some of again, our friend John. I watched him play some of the Arkham stuff, but
yeah, he played the first one.
I remember watching him play. I thought I saw him play Asylum. Is that the first one?
Yes.
It is? Okay.
I think so.
I don't remember. That whichever one has the Riddler, that's the one I've seen. That might have been our friend, a different friend that we saw play that. Our friend.
So why does Nightwing have all these different looks?
I don't know. I noticed that too. I was confused by the sudden ponytail. I was like, who is the ponytail guy?
He turned a different.
I got this, Bruce.
You gonna say race?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was born before. Corbin,
All right, cool.
I don't know. I know they're good. The thing is, I know they're good.
Welcome... Oh, look who it is. Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog.
I'm not saying it's a never, but it's definitely would have to be a
Neil. It's been
collection release.
An eventful day on the internet
where I play all 3 of them or something like that. You can bump ahead past the talking because then we get into the finale, and then we want to watch the whole finale.
It's been an eventful day on the internet for Naughty Dog fans.
Sorry, I thought this was Batman.
Watched the assets leak, and lo and behold.
Excuse me.
Well, the good news is there's stuff that hasn't
leaked
that we have lots to share with people about all things at Naughty Dog. But
this is,
first of all,
honestly, you should actually watch this whole thing
for Last of Us fans because Last of Us 1
because they joke a lot and it's really
in
funny.
June, and it's nearing its 2-year anniversary for Last of Us.
You can tell they're angry about
Part
it.
2, which is hard to
a little
believe.
bit.
You can tell they're a little.
It's crazy. 9 years for Last of Us 1, 2 years for Last of Us Part 2.
See you, Thunder. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it, buddy. Have a good night.
And these characters in this journey and this world mean so much to them. And it's just been kind of amazing. Like Last of Us Part 2 early this year passed a pretty big milestone. It sold over 10 million units.
Wow.
That kind of support,
10 million,
kind of
that's crazy.
We're so grateful to our fans. It has allowed us to grow as a studio, and now we can take on multiple projects more than we've ever had.
Why is this game dev ripped? Jesus.
Projects, okay, very interesting. So what can Last of Us fans expect in the future from you?
Thank you for asking, Jeff. So one of the things we've mentioned a while back is what started out as a multiplayer mode has evolved due to the team's ambition to do something beyond what
Damn it, Goku.
We've ever done before at Naughty Dog. And we felt the way to do it justice is to make it a standalone.
Damn, we've really been doing this for the podcast for like 16 months.
Ambition has grown.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
Ready to fully unveil it. We're ready to lift the curtain a little
No.
bit and just give you like an update.
Which is fine. That's fine.
Okay, well, what can you tell us about this new standalone multiplayer game?
I didn't know what was.
Yeah, so we have a concept art that we want to show. But what I can tell you is that this game is
I like
big.
it. I like it.
It's as big as any of our single-player games that we've done, and in some ways bigger. It's got a
It
story.
is genuinely one
the way
of the
we're telling that story is very
So
unique
what are we
to this
doing
game.
here?
It's got a brand new cast of characters. It takes place at another place, another part of the United States.
It's like a city somewhat familiar. Some people.
Corbin, they will mention they have other projects. They're just not sharing any details yet.
Well, I mean, we know one of the projects from Naughty Dog is Wolverine.
Anthony Newman and Joe Pagnetti,
Jeff Keighley
all
will
veterans
ask
of
him later.
Uncharted.
No, wait, no, that's Insomniac. I'm sorry.
He explicitly mentions at some point, he's like, "You're working on other stuff," and he's like,
"Okay, well, very exciting that
like, "Can you tell us anything?"
And
he's like,
"That concept art looks
I
incredible. I can't
could."
wait to see Naughty Dog's storytelling fused with."
Sorry, Insomniac and Naughty Dog are the two big PlayStation devs.
We can't wait to show it either.
Okay, well, that's not all. We also have something that I've been reading about on the internet every day. It feels like up in Calgary, they're filming the Last of Us show for HBO.
Oh yeah, the show is coming.
Yeah, so for the past year, we've teamed up with Craig Mazin of Chernobyl fame and HBO to adapt Last of Us into a TV.
Chernobyl creators, huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
It's pretty incredible. The stuff
you know who the cast
when
is,
we're looking
right?
back at Naughty Dog, we can't.
No, I don't.
Because not only is it so good, the quality's so high.
I don't think so.
You're gonna pause it when you see the picture. They're gonna show. They're gonna show you a picture. But we can talk about this.
I couldn't be proud of, again, Craig and that whole crew and everybody that's up there. And their last day of filming is tomorrow. So
the entire series.
Last day of filming would have been
filming is tomorrow. Craig is up
tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh my gosh.
So it's pretty close. It's closer than you might think.
And you actually got to direct one of the episodes?
Yes, I think that really speaks to the kind of collaboration and trust that exists between Naughty Dog and HBO. They invited me to direct one of the episodes.
God, I think I have to watch this show.
An image from the
Dude, you do. I need to tell you more, but when they show the
picture, shit.
Do you recognize him?
Oh shit!
It's Mando.
I really have to talk about
it. Do be Mando,
and it is also Bella Ramsey.
Seeing them do all the other episodes.
I don't know who that is.
So she was. You can pause it here real fast on the screenshot. Bella Ramsey was a character on Game of Thrones. Who she was a minor character in the books, and basically you are vaguely aware of House Stark, right? The northern
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She basically, long story short, a lot of people die and she winds up being in power as like a child. And in the books, she's a minor character. She's this character who's like sort of a bunch of people die, and so she's elevated to a lordship or whatever, despite being like 7 years old. And in the show, she was cast as this character, and she has this really cool scene where she like really shows off being a badass at the age of like 7 or 8. And she actually ends up being a really cool character, and she was kind of a fan favorite for being this like really sassy, but like sort of emotionally powerful character. And so she really shined in the show, where she was meant to be just sort of a bit player, and she absolutely stole the show. And so they've cast her as Ellie, which admittedly seems a little bit young, but probably more realistic to Ellie's actual age.
And she's 18.
Right, she looks a lot younger than she is, which helps because obviously TV and filming over long periods of time, it's hard. But she's British.
God,
so
him
she's gonna hide the accent.
Joel is insane.
So here's the other casting I want to mention from this. So do you remember from the first game, Bill? Bill is the guy who booby traps a town.
Is he the dude that you have to like fight before you get out of town?
He booby traps a town, and then you meet him and you find out he's an old friend of Joel's. and his whole thing is he's gay, and he has a partner / lover who killed himself, and he's like distraught about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that part. Because that's one of the other like heavy hit emotional aspects of the game.
It's a really heavy part of the game. Bill is going to be played by Nick Offerman. Really? I assume you know who Nick Offerman is.
Is it going to be? Is it? It's not the Office,
from
not the Office. Parks and Rec. Thank you. I was like, it's not the Office. It's the other fucking weird one.
Yes.
Parks and Rec. Oh my God,
he's gonna be Bill, and that's gonna be heartbreaking.
Oh,
it's gonna be really rough. But and Pedro Pascal is, I think.
I'll have to watch this freaking show.
Tommy has also been cast, and interestingly, they actually also cast. So Pedro Pascal, obviously, is Hispanic of some descent, and so Tommy is also Hispanic. They're shifting that for the purposes of casting.
What about Tess?
Let me see if she's been cast. Is she the Firefly?
She's the partner in the very beginning of the game.
Oh, from the very beginning. Oh, no, I see Marlene. She's the Firefly. I don't actually see Tess in the IMDb page.
Or they just haven't announced her. They just haven't announced her. Okay.
Yeah, she's not on the
She might be like a smaller... That's fine. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's keep going.
The nuance they bring to
these
characters,
they do have a cast.
Relationship
Anna Torv.
on and off camera.
Who's Anna Torv?
I couldn't help but think about...
Anna Torv has been... She was in Mindhunter, which I did watch. Oh, she's Dr. Wendy Carr from Mindhunter. Oh shit!
And
Mindhunter is the show on Netflix about the FBI agents that interview serial killers, based on real interviews that were done with real serial killers.
She was in The Heavenly Sword, which was a PS3 game that was very cool.
No, but Dr. Wendy Carr, she's actually a really, really interesting character. That's actually a really intense role for her. So that's actually, she's going to be really awesome. That's a great.
All right.
That's a great pick.
HBO, very, very exciting.
But yeah, I am super stoked. I think that The Last of Us show is going to be really good. Oh no, I know that people have hot takes about The Last of Us, and I don't give a shit. I've watched the entire story of everything of both games. It's so good, and I think this show is going to be incredible.
I think the show will be really good. All right, so they have actors with them, which will be cool.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Bring.
Oh, right. You have of course you have Troy Baker back.
I
know. But he's not Joel.
Good to see you.
I'm a little confused,
and that's
though.
Ellie,
I thought maybe
she's not Ellie.
Pedro Bella, but Troy Ashley out here from the game, right?
So when Craig and I started
jumping
the
ahead
show,
slightly, they basically won't answer anything about
Troy
who they're
Ashley
playing.
Have to be a part of it. And we're such
because
fans
it's a secret.
of like the talent and the helping us create Joel and Ellie. We felt like it was so important that they become part of the show, and it wasn't. It has to be more than just like kind of like.
So they're going to be cameos in the show.
Okay. They're not just going to be cameos. It sounds like they're going to have they.
But man, I
I see what he's saying. Oh, we want them to be actually a part of it.
So good.
They're like
because they created the
camera, haha. But they refuse to say who they are, and IMDb doesn't say it.
Keeping secrets with this franchise is kind of old hat.
I'm looking at the cast. I don't see them as listed as anything.
It was one of the hardest things for us to do is to not let people know.
It's just known that they're in it, and we don't know who. I'm gonna guess that they're new characters, but I don't know.
When I walked out on set, to be
you'll see here in a moment, but
is such a fan of this game, and they all knew what it was that they were working on and committed to working on this project because of their fan and their love for the game was one of the greatest. It was like I was coming home to friends.
Yeah, the attention to detail, the crew was amazing. Bella and Pedro are. They're so perfect, and
they're excited about who are doing Joel and Ellie, so that's really good news.
Pedro Pascal is the bomb.
He's crazy good.
He is. You haven't seen Game of Thrones. He's also in Game of Thrones, and his character in Game of Thrones was my favorite. It didn't end well. I'll say that.
Doesn't he get his head chopped off?
spoilers for Game of Thrones. It was admittedly a big spoiler. He gets his head squished by a larger man with his bare hands.
Yeah.
I did not like that scene. I literally did not sleep well for multiple days because of that scene. It really messed with me. But Pedro Pascal is awesome.
So sneaky.
Bella Ramsey is such an interesting pick, but for Bella Ramsey in Game of Thrones, she was the sassy young girl who was way more powerful emotionally for her age.
And then you got Ellie, who's unsure of herself.
Unsure, sassy, sarcastic.
This will be good. I think the show will be really good.
I actually think there's a real good chance for this show to be like not just good, but genuinely incredible. I think it could be amazing TV, and I'm very excited for it.
All right, let's take a look.
Okay, so let's.
Last of Us. Part 1.
This is interesting, and I have some thoughts about this.
What?
So I know what it is, so we're gonna watch the trailer, and then I have some thoughts.
I've been on quite the adventure, little brother.
Okay. Let's just watch the trailer.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
September 2nd? Okay.
I've never been this close.
I didn't know it was so soon.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
There's cats, by the way.
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
I get into trouble down there. You make every shot count.
I got this.
Hope you know how to use that thing.
I've had some practice.
Truly one of my favorite games of the past decade. Guys, what's your reaction to that?
We hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, you're watching it in real time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you did these performances.
Have seen Last of Us 2 played.
You didn't go back in.
Really like the character of Tommy.
Yeah, actually, we came up with a process where we could take the original animation that we did for the faces.
Yeah.
And kind of like retarget it on these new rigs that have a lot more fidelity. And then the animators went back and studied.
We're seeing side by sides here, just how much it has changed. That you went.
I think the biggest thing is that this is
rebuilt from the ground
also
up.
the before and after is absolutely insane. I have to say.
But
I did not
great
know
thing about these faces is that
Last of Us 1
they're
looked
closer
like
to the
that.
original performance. All the animators went and studied
the before
those
and after is
videos
absolutely
and got it
crazy.
closer to what you did on set.
God, I never played the remaster, but
and that's just like one of the things.
That looks good.
It's insane. It looks just like Last of Us 2, which, of course it does.
Just
but,
the fidelity of everything, 60 frames per second, all the stuff you're getting on the PS5.
And I have been
Again,
meaning to play Last of Us 1.
Because of the show,
I have been wanting to. Now that I know they're making a remake,
we wanted them to have
I'm going to hold off, and I think this September I'm going to play that day one.
I guarantee this will be on the PlayStation premium thing.
I actually played it again
all
just
of both 1 and 2,
refresh
but I've never
my
actually had the
memory
controller in my
before
hands and
working
played them.
on the show.
I really want to play.
I was just a glutton.
I
for
really want to
punishment,
play
and I went straight
these
from
games
playing
myself.
Part
never played
1
it.
straight into Part 2.
I don't know. I think
they
have
literally would have been 2
I
years
think they're
ago
cool, and I know,
celebrating the
on the
anniversary of
internet,
Part 2
it's
coming out. So,
hot
it
takes
looks like
about
I'm
Last of
definitely
Us,
gonna
but
be up for
man,
another playthrough with this.
I can't wait to go back.
The series is
you guys did such an
incredible.
amazing job on that.
And I'm so glad that they're sticking by their guns. I think Last of Us 2 is amazing.
That's crazy.
And I know that that's like
so. Before seeing that trailer, because all I saw was that they were just doing The Last of Us Part 1 on PS5. That's all I saw. That was the only thing that was spoiled for me for this particular announcement.
Yep.
My initial gut reaction was like, really? So we're just going to keep just upping. They just released PS4 remaster not too long ago. And now we have to make some money during COVID and all that stuff. I get it. That's fine. Let's just re-release it on PS5. All right, sure. I mean, that's... good. But now they're like, no. We actually just rebuilt it in Last of Us 2 engine and redid all of the mapping and the animations. Like, okay, that's pretty good.
There was a scene in there that I think came from the DLC about Ellie as a younger child.
The kid, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if
that's just included. That'd be nice.
Well, more than that, I know that, for example, calling back to Xenoblade 2, in Xenoblade 2, the DLC was originally meant to be a short part that was inserted into the middle of the game.
Oh, right. Yeah, we've had this conversation.
And then it was cut out because it was too confusing and too weird, and they made it DLC. I wouldn't be shocked if they actually integrate that into the story, and basically at a certain point in the story, cut. Now you go play the DLC.
They put it in a timeline.
Basically, they put it in there like, now you get to go learn about Ellie's past, and then you get to come back and learn and continue the game. I wouldn't be shocked. I also wouldn't be shocked if they said, you know what, we're going to preserve the experience as it was released, and so it's a separate thing that you play, but it is also included.
Put it in a timeline would be fine, though. Like,
but
that's
actually basically saying at a certain point in the story, you know, Joel and Ellie are resting, and Ellie is reflecting on whatever the past, and then it cuts, and you go play basically all the DLC or whatever it was, and then you rejoin the story a couple hours later. Wouldn't be shocked.
That's kind of crazy.
Especially because this is the mildest of spoilers for Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 features a bunch of segments that are flashbacks, where you go play as characters in these flashback moments, and so it would actually be completely in character for the studio to integrate Ellie's backstory into the game that way.
That would be nice.
That would actually be totally realistic for what they've done.
Interesting. This is cool. I think this is nice. As I just mentioned, those like on the back end or on the tail end of the premium version of PlayStation Plus, which is coming out already or is out or whatever it is. What's the PlayStation?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow closely.
What PlayStation Plus Premium or whatever?
Yeah, there's a couple tiers.
You never had an interest. I mean, you want to talk about a game that has tons of narrative that really gets you emotionally invested. It's that game right there.
The only thing is, and I think this is ultimately what caused a lot of the controversy. Here's my take. I've technically never played them, but I've watched basically the entirety of both 1 and 2 played.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the situation, in my opinion. The second game especially, the first game a little bit, but the second game especially forces you to engage with the story where you may not agree with the decisions made by the character. And I think a lot of gamers wanted completely sort of morally clear characters whose decisions they could abide by and understand. And the thought of putting themselves in the shoes of a character who makes decisions that they disagree with, who makes decisions that are blatantly wrong, who makes decisions that are really difficult. I mean,
people aren't perfect.
And people aren't perfect, and I think that this game in particular really it forces you to be that character. It forces you, and in particular, Last of Us 2, there's one scene in particular where, being as generic as I can, you're playing as a character, and you are forced. The game literally makes you kill somebody, and they make you like press a button over and over.
Oh, that's rough.
To kill somebody.
That's fucking rough, dude.
To kill somebody who doesn't deserve it, and it's hard. And I think that combined with some of the other aspects of the game, it's really frustrating because you don't want the character to do that. You don't want them to make those decisions. You want to be in control, and you're not. And these characters are flawed, and they are broken, and they are messed up from the trauma that they've experienced. And a lot of gamers, I think, felt like they shouldn't have to deal with that. And I know that's I know that Last of Us is a spicy situation.
Good games challenge people.
But the story really challenges you, and it tries to force you into the shoes of other people, and it forces you to think about these things, and it forces you to also, again, do things that you don't agree with. You don't want to do it, but you do it anyways because you have to. And I think that frustrates a lot of people. A lot of people aren't prepared for a story that doesn't resolve happily. It doesn't resolve in a way that's satisfying because it's not supposed to. And I think a lot of people weren't prepared for that. And I know that there was a lot of conversation online about not only that, but also the fact that the game tries to be inclusive in a lot of ways. And I know that is also a whole can of worms.
True.
Because, like, Last of Us 2, without getting into it, I don't want to spoil the main things.
That scene is crazy, Corbin, by the way. That scene is fucking insane.
Yeah. I've actually heard about this. Heard about that.
We talked about this fairly recently.
Yeah.
With these at least the last year or so about that scene. Yeah. That shit, it was...
Yeah. And Last of Us, it does not try to gloss over those things. And I think a lot of people... And I don't want to generalize... the audience because I totally understand where some people are coming from. And I think the idea is a lot of people bought this game thinking it was going to be a cool zombie shooter game, and they weren't prepared to engage with a story that challenges your perception of human beings. It challenges your perception of what it means to go through these situations really, and that people make mistakes and they're wrong, and you as the player, you know that it's wrong, but you do it anyways because that's what the characters are doing too. And I think that a lot of people weren't prepared to engage with the story like that, and I don't want to like disregard those people's feelings, but I also think that they didn't know what they were getting into, and so I kind of wanted to disregard their feelings in the terms of the developers know what they're doing, they know the story they're telling, and they're not willing to compromise on that for players to feel better about themselves because they have a story they want to tell.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree. And I think it's fine.
You should play Last of Us 2 at some point. I know you haven't.
I should. I mean, at this point, I really should just go back and play this Last of Us 1 Part 1 and then play Last of Us 2. That's what I should do.
It's hard. I watched Last of Us 2, the entire story. I was sitting next to my husband who was playing it. And man, it hurts. It really is intense, and it's...
Because the last time I played Last of Us 1 was on the PS3. I never played the original one. I played
10 years ago, probably.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago.
And I think that's an important story, and I think it's an important game. And I am so glad that Naughty Dog, they're like, we have this specific vision.
I mean...
And it's hard, and we want people to engage with the story, and I think a lot of people aren't willing to put in the work to engage with the story.
I mean, fucking kudos to Naughty Dog as well. The person, the company that originally made Crash Bandicoot, makes one of the best-selling PlayStation franchise game, like one of the best-rated PlayStation franchise games, is fucking insane to me.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I can't get over the discourse with Last of Us. Because it was so fiery on the internet.
Yeah, people were mad.
And I'm just like, man, y'all need to be willing to engage with the story that challenges you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people weren't prepared for that. And admittedly, as somebody who reads books, when I read for escapism. I don't always want to read a sad story that ends sadly and challenges me. If you think you're just buying a zombie game and then you're mad because the characters aren't the way you want them to be, I get it.
I mean, it is their opinion. It's fine to dislike. We're not saying it's okay. It's not okay. But it's okay to have your opinion. It's not okay to be flamey and be disrespectful that some people were doing to the devs directly because of these things. That's the issue that happened.
And people wanted to say that the game was bad. And I'm like, no. The game is challenging you in ways
You just don't want to be challenged.
You don't want to be challenged, and that's okay. If you are not interested in that kind of experience, if you're not interested in that kind of experience, I totally get it. It's okay to not want to engage with that. And if you bought the game thinking you were getting A and you got B instead, I understand how that could be frustrating. But that's not really what was happening here. And I'm very, like I said, I'm very glad that Naughty Dog stuck to their guns and they're like, we are making this. This is the thing we're making. We have this very specific vision. No compromises. I don't care what anyone thinks. We're making this, and I think that's very good of them to do. Yeah, and that's and Corbin, that's a really good point. Like, some games allow you as the player to either insert yourself as the character, and then some games allow you to role play, or both, and make decisions that affect the story so you get the outcome that you want. Last of Us does not do that. They are telling a very specific story.
They have a narrative to tell, and they're going to tell it.
You as the player have no agency.
That is just flat out what happens.
But they're also forcing you, through the mechanics of playing the game, to take agency over the decisions that the characters make, which you may not agree with. And you may be, like, I mean, we can talk about the ending of Last of Us 1. It is literally a decade old. I don't know if I agree with what Joel does at the end of Last of Us 1. I still have, like, I have thought about that. I still don't know what I would do in that scenario. That's a really hard decision. And I think people pare it down like it's some simple thing, and I'm like, no, that is such a nuanced decision. I assume you know the specifics of what I'm talking about.
I don't. This is what I don't. This is what I don't understand.
It's hard.
This is what I don't understand is people call for a game that is different and challenges them, and then wants them to feel something and has this narrative that they can really connect to, and then you get this game that is all of those things: a narrative, it has death, it has growth, it has characters that are not perfect, that make bad decisions, that make good decisions. Like it doesn't tell you the fucking Jane Doe John whatever story of insert perfect protagonist, play the game, go, that it has you do. It puts people in like these insane fucking scenarios in an apocalyptic world and they don't make perfect decisions, and then people go, I don't like that, fuck that shit, that's stupid. Yeah. No, this is a scenario where they want to tell the story. What you do is the narrative that they want to tell. You are playing their book. Yeah. You are playing their interactive book, and that's awesome. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. But don't shit on it and say that it's a bad game when it's won all these awards for technical things, for accessibility, for voice acting, for storytelling. You can't look me in the face and tell me it's a bad game. You can look me in the face and tell me I didn't like the game. That's fine. But you can't look me in the face and tell me it's a bad game. There's a difference.
And it's hard. Unlike a book. A book feels like you're reading someone else's word, you're hearing someone else's story, and gaming has for a long time been about telling your own story. And,
it depends on what game you're playing.
And Last of Us is one of the first ones that not only is it saying, no, this is not your story, this is our story, but it also forces you to take agency over the story. It really forces you into the shoes of the characters. And again, characters you may not agree with, and likely don't.
So, I'll have you know, sir, the beginning of Final Fantasy X, Titus does say, this is my story. Yeah. Motherfucker, he takes you on his journey. That is his ride.
I'm really sorry. I really need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Headphones on, but I'm muted, and by God, shout if I'm not muted.
We're gonna hear pee. Yeah, in his really annoying James Arnold Taylor voice, tells you that this is my story. And he sure hell tells that story, which the game's great. The game's so good. God. But to Joel's point, a lot of the action-like games really didn't have a story that was insanely captivating like Last of Us did. Like, we had some cool action games where the story was fun. Devil May Cry action slasher game, the story is fun, but it's not like, oh my god, I am so invested in this heavily narrative-based story. It's like, I'm playing an action game and there's a cool narrative on the back end of it. That's pretty cool. There was the Call of Duty games, again, where it's like, Modern Warfare had the multiplayer, but also had this fun campaign with the achievements to do stuff, and that was a cool narrative that they told, but it was on the back end of it. Last of Us was the first time where you played this action shooter-ish type game, where it's like, yeah, here you go. The narrative is the front part. And we can bring up Mass Effect, as I don't know if Mass Effect is what I would call a shooter. It's, well, It's very much as an RPG, but it's not like a fast-paced... Yeah, action RPG is fine.
Mass Effect is I don't think CRPG is the right word either.
I don't know.
That's more Fallout 3.
It falls in this weird niche category.
Yeah.
And Fallout 3 is another one where Fallout 3 was... you were more about the gameplay than the story in that kind of game, but the story in Fallout 3 I actually really enjoyed, but it wasn't the main sole driving force of the game.
Well, that's the thing with RPGs. They're about the RP. They're about the role playing.
Mm-hmm.
And you could role play as yourself. That's fun. That's generally how I play the games. But that's not what Last of Us does. There's no role playing.
No, it is not a role playing game. It is not It is not an RPG.
No. It's a narrative-driven shooter, like a stealth shooter.
Yes.
It's... Yeah, I don't really know of another game like Last of Us.
I'm unsure that there is one at the moment.
That has a strong enough narrative, especially a challenging enough narrative.
Because, like,
which gives the player no decision making, but also forces them to take agency, which is the thing. You
have the Uncharted series, but that's more Indiana Jones style than it is anything else.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Last of Us, about Uncharted, but I don't think there's
Uncharted
much decision making.
No, there's not. Uncharted is very much just the
Hey, I'm Kitty. Horizontal stripes. It's the T-shirt I have that's comfy. I have poison ivy. I need a loose T-shirt. I don't need your judgment right now. I don't.
It is more of the it's literally Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
As a game with some guns and stuff. Like that's what Uncharted is.
It's Tomb Raider plus Indiana Jones.
And so, but it's an action game, but it doesn't tell the deep narrative that what Last of Us does.
Yeah. Well, I will say I think Corbin brings up an interesting point about Fallout, and I think this can apply to Mass Effect and Dragon Age and stuff too. There are times in some role-playing games where there's the illusion of choice, where the player is given a choice about something, but it doesn't actually matter. But what that does for you as the player is makes you feel like you have an impact. It makes you feel like you are still a self-insert into the game story, but the story is still on rails. You're still not actually influencing the story, but it gives you the freedom to react to the story in a way that you feel you want to.
Yes. Yeah.
But without actually doing that. Whereas, and again, Last of Us doesn't do this. It doesn't give you the freedom.
No.
It's like, no, this is what these characters are doing. You know.
And that's a fairly solid point, a lot of the older games give you an illusion of choice that make you think that you're affecting the story.
Oh my god.
It doesn't do a lot.
Let me tell you about... when I played Fire Emblem Awakening, there are several points where you have like dialogue options, and some that in particular are like really strong and specific, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? What's the impact here? And literally none of them matter. And I was so mad because there were like 3 different times where I was like, oh my god, I have to make this choice. What does it do? And literally every time, it doesn't matter. And some of them are really intense. And I'm like, you're telling me, why are you giving me this choice? It doesn't matter.
There was a scene, I think I talked about this when I played the game, but there was a thing in the new Horizon Forbidden West that you do, and it literally doesn't change anything about the ending story. You either get a weapon or you see this cutscene, and that's the end of it. So why the fuck did I have a choice in the first place?
Yep. Lore or weapon. Lore or weapon plus lore and dialogue or weapon, and that's it. That's the only thing. And then cutscene, I guess. Which arguably I made the poor choice from a lore standpoint and narrative standpoint, which is the one I care about.
But man, I bet you it felt gratifying as fuck.
It did, and this is the thing. When I recently replayed Zero Dawn, at every one of the Flashpoint scenarios, except for like one, I made the decision that I didn't want to make. I was like, so Horizon Zero Dawn has sort of like moral choice, if you don't know, moral choice situations.
Yeah, you have 3 options.
And you have 3 options. Sometimes one of those options doesn't actually lead to a conclusion. So basically one of them is what the 3 icons are: a heart, a brain, and a fist. And the idea is like emotional, compassionate, intellectual, and then like
rageful.
Vengeance or like angry. And sometimes intellectual, they actually are like, turns into just like a, boy, this is a hard decision, and it still forces you to pick from the other 2. When I recently replayed Horizon Zero Dawn, the first time through, I did the brain, the intellectual choice, wherever I could. And when it forced me to pick, I did the heart. This time through, with the exception of one thing, I did the fist on every time, and I was actually really genuinely satisfied. I was so shocked by how much I still enjoyed the story and still enjoyed those choices. And Forbidden West does the same. Though, in my opinion, Forbidden West, the brain never actually did anything. The brain was almost always...
One of my major complaints...
Boy, this is a hard decision, but it doesn't matter.
One of my major complaints was that. But in my opinion, in Zero Dawn, the brain was always the better option. And it was always the best option.
Yep,
and I think the game creators kind of caught on to that, as it was a almost meme type thing where it's like, why pick any of those other 2 choices when this is the best option? It does both things that I want to do. This is what I want. Where now they're like, oh, we know what you're going to do. Now we're going to force you to make the decision.
That's one of the things one of my major complaints about the Mass Effect series, and you know I love Mass Effect, is the Mass Effect 1 often divides things up into Paragon, Neutral, Renegade.
Yes.
And then like Super Paragon, Super Renegade, which is just Paragon but less consequences, or Renegade but less consequences. And in Mass Effect 2, and especially in Mass Effect 3, not only do they reduce the amount of neutral responses, often you don't have them. You literally just have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, I remember that being a thing where it's like, yeah, here are your responses. They're going to affect your points in some way. You just don't really know how until you actually respond.
And then in Mass Effect 3, it tends to be Paragon choice or Renegade choice. Or, if you have enough Paragon or Renegade points...
You get a special action.
You basically get the good sides of both and no downsides.
Yeah, because that's what the other ones do as well, where you get a specific action if you have more points of either one.
Yes, and that tends to be, you get the good sides of both actions without any of the downsides. And I think you have A or B, but if you're playing the game right, you can have A and B.
Yeah.
And like that's less impactful, whereas Mass Effect 1, especially Mass Effect 1, it's like, no, A or B, I don't care what you're like. Sometimes you can't make one decision because you don't have the points, but no matter what, you have to pick one or the other. There's no like best of both worlds options. That's one of the things I didn't like about Mass Effect 2 and 3 is that there's too much of this like best of both worlds. Dragon Age is the same way. Dragon Age Origins has like so many weird and nuanced decisions, and some of them are like asinine, but whatever. And you have lots of different options of how you progress. And by the time you get to Dragon Age Inquisition, it's like, admittedly, Dragon Age Inquisition has less of the best of both worlds. Dragon Age Inquisition is like, pick one or pick the other, but they reduce the nuance by like, Origins you might have a situation, you have like 5 different options for how that situation could progress. And Dragon Age Inquisition is like, you have 2 options, and one of them is like, be a nice guy, and one of them is be an asshole. And that's like the entirety of the nuance.
So Kitty asks, like, what 2 games, like top 2 games for the reveal trailer?
I mean, my thing was, the only thing I will probably actually buy from Summer Game Fest is Last of Us 1 Remake in September, because I was already wanting to
that's cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
I was already wanting to replay this series. I've talked about it on stream before. I wanted to replay Last of Us myself. I will probably get Last of Us Remake. It's right around my birthday. I'll probably play it then.
I think the RTS, free-to-play RTS, is an interesting aspect because we haven't had
Stormgate?
Yeah, Stormgate. We haven't had a good RTS in a while. A lot of people like that genre, really. So that's a good one to maybe just keep your eye on. Midnight Suns, the Marvel game, is cool. But if you weren't gonna play it already, then you're probably not gonna play it, and the trailer isn't gonna convince you to play it. Because it's a an XCOM tactical RPG.
Yeah.
A lot of people do like those. I think it's cool to add the superpowers with that. I think that's fun. But it's not like a must buy, rush to the store. I didn't see anything that I must buy and get. Oh, Kitty, actually, I have a couple games for you. The Genshin Impact creators are making 2 new games. One of them is Hoyoverse.
Yes.
Hoyoverse. Making 2 new games. One of them is called ZZZ, like some Zero Zone.
I have them written down. So the 2 games are Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero.
Zenless Zone Zero and Star Rail.
Honkai Star Rail.
Honkai Impact. It's the brand, whatever you want to call it.
You haven't said it right yet.
I don't care what it is. It's just it's a game. It's a fucking
One of them is a turn-based RPG.
It's JRPG. Thank you. I was trying to think about what it was.
And one of them is an action game of some kind.
So Honkai is the continuation of Impact?
I think Corbin mentioned earlier that Honkai Star Rail actually has been out for a while, and it's like the Fortnite Save the World compared to Battle Royale, where it like came out first, but then Genshin Impact like became way more popular.
No. Impact has been out for a long time.
Well, I think the idea was that Star Rail was technically out at the same time.
No, I don't think so.
That's what Corbin said earlier. Was that like something to that effect has existed for a while now, but Genshin Impact got all the press, and so it ended up being more popular.
No, there's Honkai Third Impact, which came out in 2016. And it was popular in a very niche community.
Yeah.
And then Genshin came out, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" This Hoyoverse is crazy. MiHoYo's crazy. These motherfuckers are crazy. And then so now we also have fucking Honkai Star Rail.
My second pick is definitely Fort Solace.
And it does look like it's going to be a mobile game.
Honkai or Zenless.
In the fourth installment of the Honkai series. That's crazy.
Yeah. My second pick game, so Last of Us 1 Remake for PS5 comes out in a couple of months, and depending on how I'm doing with Xenoblade, I will probably play it. The second choice is Fort Solace, which was the Mars thriller game with the strong narrative, supposedly. And if that game ends up
Fort Solace was kind of cool.
That's one where, as long as it's not a horror jump scare game like Resident Evil, then I will. That's the only other one I'm like strongly considering buying.
Yeah, Zenless Zero Zone is the Kicky Wolf Boy.
Zenless Zone Zero.
Zone Zero. I switched the two. Yes. My bad.
Yes. That one. I mean, it again, Genshin, but with furries. Like, sure, you're gonna sell a lot of copies.
This is unfortunate. The fact that we're gonna have a gacha JRPG game that would probably be gorgeous and really, really fun to play.
Is it going to be gacha, do we think?
Yeah, it's on mobile. I'm looking up the details literally right now. It's all mobile style. There's an auto button, there's a fast forward button. There's just 2 buttons. It's turn order based, like Final Fantasy X's turn order, so I'll probably play the shit out of it like an idiot.
Turn Q.
I'll probably play the fuck out of it, unfortunately.
Here's my hot take. I actually think that turn Qs are better than strict turn-based.
I like turn Qs a lot.
I think that it is a better refinement. It's an innovation, and I think that strictly Team A and then Team B and then Team A, I think that needs to go away. I think that it has outlived its impact, and I think that the Qs are
turn Qs
better. I think that it's better. I think it's more fun. I think it's more engaging.
And I like moves that affect the turn Q.
Yes, exactly. That was always the problem in Pokemon. It was just, are you faster? Okay, that's almost exclusively always better.
That's why I like Final Fantasy X so much, because the time mage gets to affect all of the turn Q.
I will say, when I played Final Fantasy X, I didn't realize it had a Q like that, and I was very surprised. And it's one of the reasons as well that I liked World of Final Fantasy. I mean, even Child of Light has it, and I actually never did. I watched some of that game get played, but it was an indie game, but it also was like turn Q. I don't know if you ever played Child of Light or saw it.
Can I bring up this screenshot? Open imaging tab.
I mean, you have, so.
Yeah. So yeah, you could tell this is very mobile. This is very mobile interface here. You got your players on your team. Their ultimates are charging. Then you have one attack and then a different attack. You have the fast forward button, the auto button, whatever maybe the weaknesses of each character, and then the turn Q is right here on the side here. This is unfortunate. They'll probably have a Windows client like Honkai Third Impact has, but
I mean, Google added a whole thing where it's like
it'll be a gacha.
Google added a thing where it's like you can play any Google Play Store game in Chrome or something like that.
You also have you'll have like the Genshin maze exploration stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it'll have everything that people want from those things.
The Quarry is coming out tonight?
Is it really?
I didn't remember that.
I mean, you have Zhanglong Big Dong here, pink-haired girl with a bow, so cutie patootie. Then you got Mommy, and then you have Nerd Boy.
Oh, sorry, itching.
That's crazy. Oh, and we have more characters. Okay. Child, got it. Understand. Ooh, hello.
That's interesting. The Quarry was the horror movie, like, decision-making game.
Cool, we have little factions. This is going to make the game even harder to play because you'll have different things. We'll look up the Quarry real quick. IGN already has it rated as a 7 out of 10. That's crazy.
I mean, technically, we didn't talk about it. Street Fighter 6. That was the first thing, so it's easy to get lost. Street Fighter 6 looks cool.
It does look cool. I think if it has a really fun story mode, it would be a really fun game. Yeah, release date is... Let's look. Yeah, no, it releases tonight. It releases tonight. There was a couple games that released tonight as well, because Mario Strikers, Super Mario Strikers, or Super Mario Strikers League, or whatever it's called, comes out tonight.
Super Mario Strikers Battle League.
Battle League, that's what it's called. That comes out tonight.
Might not have the Super, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, it might just be Mario Strikers.
Yeah.
So there's some good games that are coming out.
That alien isometric shooter.
I'm interested in what it's gonna be.
XCOM game. It depends. If it's an isometric game like Diablo versus a tactical game like XCOM, those are very different things. And so I'm curious about that.
I'm feeling like it's gonna be more XCOM-like, but who knows?
And then Callisto Protocol was the Dead Space one, which, if you want Dead Space, it looks amazing. If you don't care about Dead Space, it's a bummer. I just noticed. I have to talk about this. On Sessions Diana.
Yeah.
The moon.
It's changing, yeah.
But you can see stars where the dark side of the moon should be.
Right here?
It should be a circle. The moon is always a circle.
I don't think this is like several moons, it's not phases.
I mean, but it doesn't matter if it's multiple moons or one moon.
Listen to this.
The moon. Okay. The moon is a circle. It's a sphere. You can't see through the sphere. The light part is just what's in light versus shadow. The shadow part is still a solid object you can't see through. There should be no stars there. I'm very upset.
Take it up with Riot Games.
Why did they do this?
Take it up with Riot. Take it up with Riot Games. When are we getting that fighting game from Riot?
Who fucking knows?
Like, that's something we haven't seen in 20 fucking years.
Remind me, I need to show you a Let's Play channel I watched. I watched some Let's Plays, but it is a similar format insofar as it is a straight man and a gay man playing games. But it's funny. I need to send you the channel because it's very silly.
So we actually ended up talking a lot more than I thought we did because we had some good discussion about
just no Zelda.
Those games. So sorry if you were here for Zelda. We actually didn't have it. I'm very sorry. I apologize.
Edit that at the beginning where it's just like, oops, no Zelda.
Oops, no Zelda. So there's been a bunch more story that's been coming out, and it'd be a little odd to not talk about it as someone who started as a mobile game streamer and then actually really enjoys Diablo. But Diablo Immortal finally released. Holy shit. What a just goddamn shitstorm of a game that is. From its initial release to what was probably the downfall of Blizzard, in my opinion, is right after that game announced. With all there was internal stuff happening already with the sexual harassment stuff, with the higher ups and all that was already happening. And then the way they took on the reception of Diablo Immortal was just not good.
No.
To releasing this piece of shit game where apparently has amazing gameplay, but is just riddled with microtransactions.
And what I said, when we were talking about this privately the other day, was for a software project to suddenly gain several years of dev time, it's kind of a dream come true, because it's like, okay, budget is out the window. We have other problems, but we need you to continue making this game.
Mm-hmm.
And so the devs get to add and add and add,
So,
and this is what I think made Breath of the Wild so good, was the delays on Breath of the Wild allowed the developers to put in lots of weird little side things and tiny moments and little details that made the game really fleshed out in an interesting way. And Diablo seems to have had all those benefits and still messed it up.
Still fucked it up. I'm gonna show a screen from our Discord channel that I just want people to fucking understand what we're talking about when we say this game is a piece of shit. There's a streamer
Okay,
that has spent 12 grand to get a 5-star gym, which is in the game, and has 0 of them. 0.
I don't know what the gem is. I don't have the context for that, but I know that $12,000 you should have everything in the game that you want.
I do want to say that this is right. This is New Zealand money, right. So if we do the conversion,
fair enough.
I did remember to do this before. All right, so it's like 7.5 grand.
But like either way, you should be able to spend, in my opinion,
for 7.5 grand, I should own part of the studio.
In gacha games, I just don't see how you should be able to spend more than like a few $100s and get basically any one thing that you want.
And so I'm assuming what gems are in that game are fairly similar to like what Diablo 3 is there are certain gems that happen that make your stats better or like do certain things, like improve certain abilities or stuff that go with your gear. And I'm assuming the 5-star ones are just significantly better than the rest of them.
Sure.
And if you can't even get one for $7,500, that's fucking absurd.
Yeah.
That's absurd. Like most gacha games at this point have a pity system that you just
it does almost sound like this game doesn't have a pity system.
No. No. And what's interesting is they went ahead and released this on the computer as well. You could play this game on your computer. You don't have to play it on your
I have heard, the one thing I have heard on the good side is that there's a ton of content.
Oh, there's a lot. Several gigabytes, like huge.
And that's what comes from adding literally years to the development time.
Yeah.
Is they got to just add as much content as they want.
Right, and all in all, like, everyone has said, man, the gameplay is actually legitimately super fun. It's a little bit more simplified, but it's just still really fun for a Diablo game. But the predatory nonsense just makes it an automatic 0 score.
Yeah.
And that's so unfortunate because they had all that time to do these things and add all this content, and no one's going to play it because of all the shit that they're getting. Or the big streamers are going to wail, they're going to make their money back, and they're going to go, well, why would we ever need to do anything ever again? Because this worked out. We made our money back. Let's keep going.
Yep, exactly. All from a certain standpoint, if the financials are sound, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters if the financials are sound.
And you know, a lot of people always say, vote with your wallet, and people just don't because they still keep fucking doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you can say, I'm gonna vote with my wallet every single day of the week, but I guarantee it's not gonna matter. Yeah. Everyone else is gonna go buy it anyway. You have to have a huge collective of people do this, and it's just not feasibly possible. Like the Battlefront 2 thing, when Star Wars came out, when EA released that game, and the heroes were locked behind the paywall and all that stuff, and it would cost a bunch of money, and you could pay a bunch of money to go up the ladders faster and get better guns, and people still bought the fucking game. EA was mad about it, but they still made their money back.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to make a certain profit margin, obviously. Just breaking even isn't enough.
Yeah, it's.
But still.
That's crazy. I don't know. Just play a bad Square Enix game. You only pay for it once, you get mad about it, and you throw it away.
Yeah, Square Enix isn't 100% better.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I've been seeing a lot of hardcore complaints about Square Enix, and I mostly am confused about Square Enix. I'm not really angry at them.
I just don't think they know what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't get what they're doing right now, but a lot of people are like, Square Enix is one of the worst dev studios out there, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd say that, but like, I also don't really know.
Is it because they announce a game and then you don't see it for 10 years? Is that why?
Well, but they're not doing that for 16. Business Unit 3 is carrying Square I found
Enix.
it really funny that Final Fantasy 16's trailer was literally just Creative Unit 2 or whatever it was. They're like, they don't have fancy names for their studios anymore. They just call them Business Unit 7.
Yeah, Creative Business Unit 3, which is the ones that also do Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 did really kind of...
it still is doing well.
It really kind of like hoisted them back up, and then Final Fantasy 15 was loved by the West so much, and it really was like, yeah, here we go. But you guys they did all of the Tomb Raider games, which were really well received, but you know what else they did? The fucking Marvel game, the Marvel Avengers game that looked neat, but was just terrible. And another microtransaction multiplayer game that was just fucking shit, apparently. I mean, it's like you have these bangers. Square Enix does these bangers of games, and then all of a sudden they go, let's try a couple new things, and it just, everyone's perception goes like this for Square Enix, and like, yeah, we're doing good, and yeah, we're doing good, and we're fine. It's just, Square, what are you doing, man? Just remake Kingdom Hearts 3. Make a better one.
Oh, man. Kingdom Hearts is a whole thing. I need to, like I said, I still need to send you the, once we finish Twilight Princess, there's a YouTuber who's done a Let's Play of a bunch of Zelda games, but he's also got a bunch of Kingdom Hearts content. I think that's the one that got him a lot of viewers. So I need to send it to you so you can see it.
I am not excited for Kingdom Hearts 4, and I think it looks terrible, and I will play it like a bitch.
I mean, I know nothing about Kingdom Hearts 4, and I thought the trailer was cool, so...
like I said, I will play it like a bitch, because that's what I'll do. I will complain about it, and then I will play it anyway, because I'm already disinvested as it is. I'm 3 games in. Might as well fucking play the 4th one.
Do I have any game series like that I'm, like, mad at, but I'll buy anyways?
I don't think you do.
Other than
You've stayed away from Square.
Pokemon, kind of, but ultimately I have not disliked the Pokemon experience. Sword and Shield is deeply flawed, and I'm not...
It's not amazing.
I'm not apologizing for that, but I still do think Sword and Shield was a fun game. It's not perfect, there's a lot of stuff wrong, but I do think it was a fun game, and I think a lot of people shit on it needlessly. I do think it's a good game. But, with my back scratching, I dropped it. What was the thing? What's Pokemon got going on right now?
I mean,
Scarlet Violet, and it looks fine. We'll see.
I don't mind the combat of Pokemon games. I think it's fine having a classic turn-based RPG. That's fine. I like that.
And Arceus was really good. You still need to play it. It's so good.
I'm very classic of that. I like that aspect. What I don't like is the fact that we have models that were made for a fucking handheld 3DS that haven't been upscaled. We're still complaining about the fact that we can't do all of these Pokemon when it's like...
I actually saw something really interesting where... So one of the things is during the Scarlet Violet initial trailer, one of the things that people noticed was that the Pokemon models in Scarlet and Violet seemed like they had been updated. The textures of the Pokemon,
they're shinier, they look a little better.
They have like scales and they have some more stuff going on.
Yes.
And I saw somebody point out that those models, or at least some of them, are in new Pokemon Snap.
Oh.
So it's very clear that Game Freak Pokemon is just like an ongoing
constant work of art
thing, right? It's just a constant thing, and occasionally they release games that use whatever tech that they currently have. And that was the thing somebody notices. They're like, because the comment was, how can Scarlet and Violet happen so soon? And it's like, well, it's not like they started development after Arceus. They've been working on it for years.
Yeah, exactly. They probably started working on it as soon as Sword and Shield dropped.
As soon as Sword and Shield, if not before, they were working on the online tech. Because Sword and Shield has this like half online.
Yeah, the DLC.
Well, the DLC, and then there's like the overworld where you can like kind of interact with people, but
they
not
just improved
really.
Upon that.
where they've now added a strict 4 players co-op experience and then also integrated the open world idea. That is very likely, that has been likely in development for years.
I don't want to we harp on Pokemon a lot. I harp on Pokemon a lot. Joe tries to be the voice of reason. I understand that. I don't want to like really touch on it again on the channel, but I think we're stepping closer to the right direction. I just want to go. We just need to keep going farther. We're going at such a slow pace. I'm going to be 40 by the time we see a voice-acted Pokemon game.
Yeah, there are some things where it is frustrating. Certain features, it's like, okay, why did this specific thing happen? Because it's indicative of larger problems. For example, the horrible scene in Sword and Shield with the weird concert that's silent.
Mobile game is voice-acted. That's not a main series game. Pokemon Snap also voice-acted, not a main series game.
Masters is voice-acted, yeah.
Excuse me, don't you mean Masters Zex?
Masters EX. But yeah, like broadly speaking, Pokemon isn't a perfect series, but it also has a lot of people, especially on the internet, where people like to have hot takes and spicy opinions. They don't seem to get the idea that like games aren't developed in sequence. It's constantly overlapped. Pokemon, chances are there are Pokemon that are being released in Scarlet and Violet that were designed 10 years ago. Chances are at least one Pokemon that's coming out in Scarlet and Violet was like initially designed 10 years ago and just didn't make the cut before, and the design has been slightly refined or whatever to make it work, right?
Yeah, and Blah kind of touches on it, and like even Kitty is like, Pokemon games are so silent. They don't even have the little when people talk, nothing like that. No major scenes are voice acted, nothing like that. I mean, we're talking about a game that releases in 2020. Well, Sword and Shield was 2019, right?
Yeah,
early 2019, so. And there's literally a whole.
Late 20. It was November. It was on my honeymoon, so it would have been November of 2019 because we played Sword and Shield in Germany on our honeymoon.
Yeah, and so there's literally a scene where they put in the sound effect of a mic feedback. They put in the sound effect of someone tapping, but no voice acting. This guy just a mouth opening to the mic, and that's just crazy. And it's it's just bad. It's just really, really bad.
Sorry, I'm just
no mic tapping flashback.
I'm just seeing a tweet. Nintendo Switch Online has announced their new monthly titles, and it's Kirby Superstar Meta Knight's Revenge, Kirby's Dream Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Course. It's all Kirby stuff.
Well, Kirby's good,
which is cool. And
Dreamlands are good. The Kirby Dreamland games are good.
If you haven't played Forgotten Land and you're interested in it, Forgotten Land is really good. I just want to be perfectly clear that Forgotten Land is really good. If you are even vaguely interested in the Kirby formula, you should be playing Forgotten Land because it is probably the best game of the series.
But we should probably wrap up. I need to walk my doggies and go to bed. It was actually a really good discussion. I had a lot of fun on this because I think more than the actual game releases is the discussion that the games bring that are more intelligent than and more fun than the actual game releases. Because we saw 4 sci-fi thriller spoopy games in there, and
we saw more than 4.
I couldn't tell you which one was fucking which, and I don't really care. But the discussion that it brought up was really good, and I really enjoyed that part.
I in the first hour of Summer Game Fest, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games announced. And
6 of them are spoopy.
2,
spoopy sci-fi.
3, 4.
I'm gonna eat this popcorn chip.
5.
If
6,
Joe doesn't hurry up, this is going to turn into an ASMR podcast, and we're going to lose all of our viewers.
7 out of whatever number I said before, more than half of them were sci-fi and a lot of those were also thrillers.
I want to apologize for not doing the Zelda stuff because we had the discussion, but we will return. Don't worry. We will finish the game shortly, and then we will be on to Final Fantasy VII-R with probably a new looking layout and all that good stuff. And
I'm very excited because I just finished my playthrough of 7R, so like I'm super stoked for that.
So we will have fun with that, and so I really appreciate you guys for watching this. If you are watching this, if you're watching on YouTube and you have time to join us on Twitch, please do so. Or just watch on YouTube because you can turn this to 1.5 speed and you don't have to hear me be stupid, which is also probably pretty good. Like, subscribe, comment below. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. I almost said happy doing, but that's the wrong outro. So
I know. You need to stop apologizing for the show. I've watched your Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and you apologize for the podcast coming out on Thursday. Stop apologizing. Start hyping. Okay?
No, I
Hype
haven't.
up this show.
I haven't apologized for it.
I have watched multiple videos where you have been like, you can ignore the Thursday video. It's fine.
Well, because they're there for Yu-Gi-Oh! in
I know,
particular.
but like, you should be hyping the show.
No.
Hype us. We're cool.
That's not how it works.
I'm cool.
People subscribe for certain content, but I can't just move this. It doesn't work.
You gotta tell people that I'm hilarious.
Alright, bye everybody. See you later. See you. Bye!